What up, what up? This is David from the 5-6 Kings. And guys, Subway had their quarterly board meeting, and they reported the month of August, because of the Eat Fresh refresh, highest profits in over 8 fucking years. Subway, coming through. You're changing the product right when you need to. You saw you were peaking, you're peaking. You're like, let's switch it up. Let's keep the people happy. Let's keep them guessing. Boom. Look at 8 years. 8 years. That means like this is the highest profit since Jared. You know, like, and like all week, Braden's been like, David, like, you got a problem with Jared, but like Megan Rapinoe's sexual choices, like that doesn't bother you, David. It's immoral. It's wrong what she's doing. That doesn't bother you. We got a problem with Jared, you fucking hypocrite. And I'm like, Braden, this is crazy. It's 2021. Like, you can't be taking the stance, man. You got to stop it. But look at that. Megan Rapinoe, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Serena Williams, Charles Barkley, Tony fucking Hawk. Subway coming through. Highest profits in 8 years, which means Subway, you got plenty of money. Highest profits in 8 years. Sounds like you're doing real well. Maybe, just maybe, Subway, you could please give us some motherfucking money. Because the 5-6 Kings, obviously your pockets ain't nervous. Ours are empty. Because like I said, we hungry. Subway, you're good enough for Tony Hawk, and you're good enough for everybody listening today. Just give us some money, guys. We hungry. We hungry.
That's the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County. That's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left slung from guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to another episode of the 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my good friend and co-host, Braden Bullard. Braden. Go ahead. What are you doing? Come on. How are you, man?
I'm fucking going crazy, bro. I just watched the Foxcatcher again, and I'm feeling pretty.
You watched it again this morning?
No. Well, last night. But,
okay.
it was the second time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
It was a while ago I saw it. I forgot the magnitude of this, the creepiness in this movie.
It was weird even for us.
Yeah.
It was a weird movie.
So now I'm trying to calm the pedophile vibes.
They're all adults. There's no pedophile vibes.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't you slander the good name of John Dupont. All right, he was a patriot.
And
He was an ornithologist.
Sometimes I speak too quick.
An ornithologist, a paleontist,
And a philanthropist.
And a philanthropist.
Yep.
Or it's a philantist.
No, it's a philanthropist.
No, but the second one.
Yeah,
was,
the second one was a.
Second one. It was weird.
It was weird.
We're gonna find it.
But
We're gonna find it. He's an ornithologist.
John Dupont, man. I mean, living legend, you know. But
ornithologist, a philatelist, and a philanthropist.
What the fuck is a philatelist?
He said stamps. So I think he collects stamps.
What is he like?
I think he watches birds, he collects stamps, and he helps people. Those are his three main things. And he's a mentor, a brother,
he likes
a
birds.
father,
yeah,
and a leader.
He's a golden eagle, David. Don't forget it.
Guys, this if you haven't seen Foxcatcher, go watch it right now.
Yeah.
Steve Carrell. Weird movie. Steve Carrell, I don't know if he won an Oscar. Braden will read the awards and we'll find out.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal.
No, I mean, he
deserves
knocked
it. Yeah, if he didn't win one, he deserved one.
Mm-hmm. His, the cadence of, his delivery for, his line, it was so the same, I feel like, for it. He never broke character in any way at all. And, never took it to a point, I don't know, that wasn't out of his character. Everything was right within that range, and it was pretty creepy.
Every single scene he was in, my skin just like crawled. I was uncomfortable. Don't so like we'll get to the awards when we get there.
No, yeah,
pulling
yeah.
that up. Yeah, don't jump in and be like, oh, he won it.
No.
Well, I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
I want to go, what he did? Get out of town!
No way.
But Brayden, how was your week, man?
Dude, it was good because I got to chill with you and Hoff and watch the fights. That was basically the pinnacle of my week right there.
We watched some good fights.
Yeah.
Volkanovski, Ortega. You know what sucks? We didn't do a 5-6 King Sports this week.
I know, and I was kind of thinking
because of Hoff. We put it in Hoff's court.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't respond, and we're like, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
We're just not. It's the sports thing. That's all on Hoff.
Yeah, Hoff. So if you're listening, bro,
He's not listening. You kidding me?
gotta take some fucking initiative.
No chance he's listening.
No, but it was good, man. I mean, the fights were fucking exciting, and
But dude, like we didn't do 5-6 King Sports, and I was 4 for 5 on my predictions.
yeah, I think I was too.
When we do the podcast, I'm 2 for 5. I'm struggling. I'm getting chopped in the chest afterwards.
That was the one you needed right there. Yeah,
Would've been
that was
great.
the one we needed to bet on. And guys, if you want the Kings to bet on something, for maybe the fights sometime, let us know. There's a bunch of really good cards coming up, so comment underneath. Let us know what you want to see the 5-6 Kings bet on.
Yeah, the next card's whatever. They got some lesbian who's the champion in 2 weight divisions defending her belt, but other than that, people who are listening to this, they don't listen to 5-6 King Sports necessarily. So they don't know that I fucking love Amanda Nunes. I think she's the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
UFC's doing her a huge disservice. She's not even the main event. She's the fucking co-main event on that card.
And this is the bullshit Dana pulls all the fucking time.
She's the co-main event. Jan Blachowicz.
She is by far the best women's fighter, if not one of the best fighters, just like in general, of all time.
I'll tell you right now, if we ever do greatest of all time list, 5-6 King Sports for UFC, she's number 1 on my list.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, she's number 1 on my list. She's so good.
And to think that, Dana doesn't hype her up.
UFC
doesn't.
Dana's homophobic. He's got a real issue with her lifestyle choices.
Probably just makes him
just like
feel
you with
uncomfortable.
Megan Rapinoe. She's his Megan Rapinoe.
We all got one of those, right?
Brayden, how else was your week?
It was, it was good. I got a role in a.
If you didn't say this, I was fucking jumping in and being like, "All right, Brayden's not gonna."
Yeah, it was like I'm too. I don't know. It's I don't. What am I talking about? I love to brag. Yeah, I got this fucking role, you pussies. Yeah, I'm on.
You don't have to put people down by saying it.
No, yeah. So I got this role in this independent film. Going over the script now, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it when I'm done with it. And
don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
So what if you're like, guys, it's a shitty script, but whatever. Got to get my foot in the door. I'm taking the role. Yeah.
And then the producers, the director,
they listen. They're like, hey, what are you doing?
What the fuck, bro? We just hired you.
What are you doing? You got 30 people listening to that podcast, and they're like, hey.
Yeah, maybe later, guys. I'll try to keep it real down the road, but yeah. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, I'm fucking proud of you, dude.
Thanks,
it's awesome.
bro. I appreciate
it's
that.
awesome.
Man.
I'm proud of you. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. Well, how about you? How's your week going?
My week was good. I got a role in a movie.
Did you?
No.
Bigger role than me?
Yeah. It's dude, my mom was asking. She's like, hey, Brayden got a role in some movie? I'm like, yes, Marvel is remaking the Iron Man franchise. And her eyes lit up. She's like, really? I was like, no. I was like,
they want a younger Tony Stark now since he's dead. They're gonna revive his character.
My week was good, dude. It was a standard week. Work. Did my brother's little family birthday thing. We watched Florida State fall to 0-4.
Dude,
it's gonna be a fun year for the Noles. They're 0-4, and it sucks. Everyone's like, "Oh, fire Mike Norvell! Fire Mike Norvell!" They have their current athletic director has just constantly been like, "I'm gonna leave soon."
What is the deal with that? With college coaches just being so replaceable?
So they're not. They have big buyouts in their contract. And
okay.
Florida State.
It just always seems like that.
Florida State fired Willie Taggart a few years ago, and they are Willie Taggart had $15 million left on his deal that they have to pay out still.
Jeez.
So they just but Willie Taggart was a terrible coach and needed to go. But so they're just like, well, we got to pay him this money.
Jesus, how do they broker that deal?
Willie's got good agents.
Yeah.
Willie's got good agents. Mike Norvell, I think, has the same agents. So, like, they're not firing Norvell. They can't afford to fire.
I don't know that other coach that you said that got fired. Was he coaching for like a very long time to where his resume preceded him to be able to get that type of deal? Or like, how the fuck?
He had been... So Willie Taggart, big FSU fan growing up. Cool black dude. He had coached at, like, Western Michigan... Coached at South Florida for a while and did well there. Like South Florida, so he wasn't winning national titles, but made them a respectable program. And then went to Oregon and had a fine whatever year, 1 year there. So their thought was, we'll bring him in. He'll recruit. We're getting a cool black guy who knows the state of Florida. He's going to recruit the shit out of it. And
then be able to make money for the university.
Yeah, and so like he kind of recruited players, but then like players started seeing the on-field product and how disorganized it was there, and they're like, "Well, yeah, he's cool." And
so he's a good recruiter,
and I like Willie Taggart, but the team's really bad. I don't want to go play there. I'm going to go to Alabama, and go to the NFL.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
So how long until they're back on the right track? Do you think?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah,
Norvell was the recruiting class for like signing day is in February, I think. And, like, the recruiting class for that, where they would all be signed in February, has been looking really strong.
Yeah.
But that was before they started 0-4 and
lost,
people lost 3 games at home. So, like,
and then when stuff happens like that, like, a lot of kids transfer and
players
stuff
see that, and they're like, well, fuck, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Florida State and lose to Jacksonville State at home when I can go to Alabama, play on primetime TV, beat the fuck out of good schools, and then get drafted in the first round.
So now that the rules have changed where they can start like paying college players, does that change the recruiting aspect too?
I'm sure to a degree.
Yeah.
But good players are going to go where
they want to go where they can get the most spotlight and
yeah, and that's Alabama. Clemson falling to 2-2 is strange.
Yeah.
But that's Alabama. It's Ohio State. It's big schools like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully he can still recruit.
Shit.
Yeah, but hopefully, it's like if the recruiting class that he has right now stays intact, it'll be a few years, but they'll be back.
Yeah.
Because you get enough talent in there.
Yeah.
If you're a whatever coach, if you have enough talent, you're gonna.
I mean, it's FSU. They gotta.
Yeah.
Go Noles. They got to get back on track.
Go Noles, baby.
Yeah,
go Noles.
How about them Finns losing in overtime?
On to the Finns.
First a massacre and then a fucking close game.
So this game was more frustrating to me than last week.
Well, yeah, because you probably just like stop investing your emotion halfway through.
Yeah, last week like 2 was gone. The offense doing nothing. Whatever. This game they jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Are pinned down. They forced a punt and got pinned down to their own 1. They had been running it down the Raiders' throat to this point in the game, and in their own end zone. And they're like, "Let's throw a screen," but not even like a bubble screen or like a box screen where he's coming in, anything like where Jalen Waddle's getting his feet moving before he catches the ball.
They're just running.
No, let's have him take a step back. So it's just a stationary screen, and he gets tackled in the end zone safety, and that was the turning point of the game.
Oh, God.
The offensive line, again, like they showed glimpses where they looked strong.
Because don't they have like a big recruited offensive line right now, like a really good recruited offensive line?
So you don't recruit in the NFL.
Well, not recruit, but like,
I get what you're trying to say, but don't throw in don't throw in terms. So I mean, they're young, inexperienced, but it's I said it last week: a 1st-round pick, 2 second-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick. Yeah. Jesse Davis. So the change they made was they took Solomon Kinley out of the lineup, who I don't think was the biggest problem. Moved Jesse Davis from right tackle to left guard and put Liam Eichenberg in at right tackle. Eichenberg got beat a good bit. He's going against good ends. He's young and not playing his natural position, so it's to be expected. Austin Jackson got beat a bunch. But there was, down the stretch, there was a drive late in the game, 3rd and 1. They try to run it off of the left guard where Jesse Davis is.
Yeah.
Jesse Davis doesn't get any push, no hole, gets stopped. 4th and 1, they try to sneak it off the left guard, Jesse Davis. Doesn't get any push. Turnover on downs at like midfield. Solomon Kinley is 340 pounds. And he's a fucking... So, like, his pass blocking and his mechanics are off. But in situations like that, he fucking thrives.
Yeah.
He would have ran over whoever was in front of him, and we would have gotten the first down.
Damn.
And instead, he's not playing there.
So it's shit like that.
Shit like that. Like the O-line played awful last week, and the fix to that was take a guy who's not your biggest problem and bench him.
Yeah.
And then have your two worst O-linemen play next to each other on the line.
Yeah.
And
this reminds me back in Pop Warner when George Masick's grandfather thought that I messed up, but really it wasn't me.
God damn it.
I got to trade it back.
George Mastick's grandfather, you asshole.
Dude, and what was funny is he like totally like made a mockery of me like at practice. And then I swear to God, the next practice comes back, puts us all like the whole team like in a huddle and just like apologized to me. He's like, I went back over the tape and it wasn't you. Really? It was you. Like, called out, yeah, I swear to God. Called out this other kid and like started making him fucking run. Like it was so funny because he was making a mockery of me and I'm like, Coach, I didn't do it. And I swear to God, next practice comes back. He's like, I got to apologize. It wasn't you. It was you. And pulling like takes the other kid. And was like, it was the guard. I was like the tackle, and he was like, it was you actually.
It was you.
Yeah. It was, and like didn't hold back. Like I thought he was gonna learn from mocking me to be like, I shouldn't have done that. So
hey, these are 11-year-old kids. Maybe I should take it easy.
Literally 10, 11 years old. And instead it goes and starts like shitting on the other kid. It's so funny.
Yeah, but we'll see. There's overtime loss. Defense played well at times, but then also would just give up big chunk plays.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot, but it's a real good offense in Oakland. Dolphins offense did absolutely nothing until the end of the game.
Yeah.
They started taking... Oh, my fucking...
How was the Raiders?
No. Fuck you. I'm not moving on to the Raiders yet. Late in the game, they started taking shots downfield, which, hey... If we throw the ball downfield, that opens up the underneath game. Isn't that crazy? Like,
that's so weird.
Like, it's fucking crazy that, like, we're 3 weeks into the season, and now they're like, oh, wait a minute. Because they took shots early, like, late in the game, but early on drives, and then the underneath would start being open because the Raiders are like, oh, shit, they might throw it deep on us, actually. Yeah. But late in the game, Devontae Parker down the middle of the field. Jacoby throws it up. Clear pass interference. Not called. Later on that drive, they kept fucking rocking. Later on that drive, this was in overtime. This was next drive. So they ended up scoring on that drive. But next drive, Will Fuller in the end zone, clear pass interference, no call.
So these refs are being paid.
No, they're not being paid. But they missed 2 pass interference calls. So
yeah,
it was just silly. 2 pass interference. And people are, you can't call it there. Like all that. Like, of course you can.
Yeah, and what's ridiculous about it is that. There's like how many refs?
A lot.
And then you have cameras. You have the option where refs can be like, you know what? I don't know.
They can't review pass interference anymore.
Oh, they can't?
Yeah, people. I don't get.
Why can't they? What the fuck?
So it was a rule, and then the refs just never overturned pass interference. Like it was the most baffling thing I've ever seen.
Like they would look at shit in slow-mo, high def, and they'd be like, well, we can't overturn it.
They just wouldn't overturn it, and then the league was like, well, none of them are getting overturned, so we're just not going to have that be a thing anymore. It's wild.
That's ridiculous.
It's wild. Yeah, wild that it's not a thing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But we're on to week 4.
Yeah.
We're on to week 4. The 1-2 Miami Dolphins. They got the 0-3 Colts coming into town.
How's the Raiders though? I'm not.
They're 3-0.
Okay, so they're a good team, so it's not that bad to maybe lose to them by 3 points.
Yes, it is. It's that bad when they jumped out to a 14-0 lead
and then couldn't hold it,
and then play calling.
And the playing calling was shit.
Shifted the momentum.
Yeah,
and because this is a game Dolphins should have won, and it's a big down the stretch because the Raiders aren't winning the AFC West. The Chiefs are.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is there. He's not.
So it says some things.
It says some things. I don't care what it says, but in the playoffs now, if them and the Raiders are both 11-6 at the end of the year, the Raiders get into the playoffs because they have the head-to-head win. So that's a big, you can't be losing games like this to a team who's going to be fighting for a wild card spot.
Yeah. See, and that's the shit that I don't know that I'm happy you're here to explain.
Yeah. So we'll see. On to the Colts.
Well, fins up.
Hopefully they can beat the Colts.
Yeah.
We'll see. Fins up, baby.
Fuck yeah.
Fins up.
Glad you had a good week, David. And
yeah, man.
dude, yeah, this movie, Foxcatcher, catching the foxes, man.
Dude, they catch so many foxes in this movie. It's crazy. They don't stop catching foxes.
I was like, when are they going to get to the movie? It's like a hunting documentary. But
let's talk budget. Let's talk box office.
Yeah, all right.
And I fucking Steve Carrell, charming Tate Man, and the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Good cast.
No budget, like no special effects, anything. I'm guessing this was under 40 million?
Yep.
Under 30 million?
Yep.
Under 20 million?
No.
Is it 20 million on the dot?
No.
25 million?
Close.
24?
Yep.
Yeah.
24 million, which I actually am surprised because, like, you're right. Like, there wasn't any special effects or anything, and I'm sure that they got a lot of their sets for, you know, like the location shooting and everything for probably, you know, pretty cheap comparative to, you know, big budget films. But the cast, I would just assume because of the cast.
But it was just those three.
Yeah, but...
And if we're being honest, like... Do you think Mark Ruffalo made a ton of money for it?
No,
Yeah.
not Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, like
this is like before he was Hulk, right?
No.
Or
No, this came out in 2015.
oh, okay.
So he was only the Hulk in the Avengers, right? There's no Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie, is there?
No. Well, it's supposed to be that the old Hulk movies are still part of the Marvel universe, but yeah, not Mark Ruffalo.
But it's there's no way he made a ton.
Yeah.
It's not Iron Man. It's not
No,
Robert
for
Downey
sure.
Jr., Captain America, Thor. It's
For sure. I'm sure though, like, you know, Steve Carell made like not like they made up the entire budget. I would just assume that they made, you know, enough money to where I don't know. I would guess that it would be a little bit more than 24. I would have probably guessed that it would have been like 35.
yeah. That's why my first guess was under 40.
Yeah.
I thought Steve Carell maybe made like 10 million for this.
That's what I was thinking or
Channing
something.
Tatum made
A couple million or
Yeah.
something. And then Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, Ruffalo. But yeah, how much do you think it ended up making?
$140 million.
You're so sweet.
Way less?
Way less.
60 million.
Way less.
Did it make less than 24 million?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. What did
Yeah.
it make?
It made 19 million.
It's crazy.
So they lost 5 million on this.
That's crazy.
Opening weekend, what do you think it did? In the US and Canada. This is so sad.
200,000.
270,000. Yeah, that's a good guess.
That's fucking crazy.
Damn. That I wonder, like, what did it was it in theaters, like, fucking everywhere? Because that's how it's making it seem. I'm like, no one was like, I want to go watch this movie.
This isn't a movie, like, I didn't see the trailer, but I can't imagine the trailer made this seem like it was going to be a fun movie to go see in the theaters.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It was
you're
probably just, the trailer was probably Steve Carell sitting in a chair saying weird stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, the coaches, a lot of these athletes, they need a brother and a father and a leader.
Here's the quote for John Dupont. Coach is the father. Coach is a mentor. Coach has great power on athlete's life.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's a fucking psycho.
Yeah. Here's a little fun fact. So Steve Carell claimed that, according to director Bennett Miller's wishes, there was no joking between takes, and he did not socialize with the co-stars after work. So Steve Carell was just like super standoffish the entire fucking time.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Because imagine being a director.
Yeah.
And being, because Steve Carell's job is to play that character.
Oh, and Steve Carell.
But imagine walking up to Steve Carell and being like, "Hey, I don't want you to joke with your coworkers. Are we not recording?"
No, we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, so like the director going up and being like, I don't want you to joke around with your coworkers. I don't want you to socialize with any of them after work. It's bananas.
Yeah, because it's like,
Imagine like, if my boss said that to me, I'd be like, "That's crazy. You can't tell me that."
Yeah, especially if it's like after the first day where you show up, you're super professional, you do your job the entire time, you're knocking out the ballpark, and then afterwards you're done, and you like go and have a conversation with your coworkers, and the director comes up, he's like, "Hey, what the fuck? Stay in character."
Like, you walk right out of here.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum probably. I guess Steve Carell was kind of a dick when I worked with him.
Yeah, right. And like doesn't know that like the director's like cracking the whip, you know.
He's like, yeah, I never want to work with Steve Carell again. The guy was an asshole.
I saw some photos of them like on some red carpets and stuff like that, which Mark Schultz was with them on the red carpet, and he's like super happy, like he's fanatic about being on the carpet and
was Dave Schultz there?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah. I wonder why. But, like, Channing Tatum was there, Mark Ruffalo and Steve Carell were there. And, like, they all look really happy besides Steve Carell. Steve Carell's like, I don't know how I should be. Like, should I still be in character?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. It'd be great if, like, Mark Schultz, like, was starting to have, like, PTSD being around Steve Carell.
That's what I was thinking,
Steve
too.
Carell was so well in character.
Yeah.
He's like, just leave me alone, man.
And Steve just, like, yeah.
Just for those of you that aren't watching, I pretended to hit myself in the face a couple times there because that's Channing Tatum's character does that a ton. This movie,
yeah. But yeah, can you imagine just being on set and like Mark Schultz like freaking out around Steve Carell?
He's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, and Steve's like, I don't know what to do. Like,
he's like, Mark, good, come here. Mark, come here. All right, so that's were you just on money so far?
Yeah. Yeah,
all
just the money, because it's all about the money. But
let's talk ratings.
Yeah,
awards. What do we do first? We do ratings first.
Yeah,
all right.
We do ratings first.
All right.
So should we give out the ratings, or I always ask you this question? It's so funny. Should we do the ratings first, or should you give a rating first?
And last episode, I told you ask me this every single time, and I say no.
Now it's
never
tradition.
do that.
Okay, so I'll start with IMDb, like always. They gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
I can get on board with that.
Dude, like, pretty good ratings. Rotten Tomato gave it an 87%. 87, dude.
They loved it.
Rotten Tomato gives everything like a 30.
Okay, I thought you were saying
No, they gave everything low. So, surprising. Metacritic gave it an 81%.
All right.
But them Google users, they know best.
90?
No.
92? Are they way lower?
Yeah. Well, not way lower, but lower.
66?
Higher.
74?
A little bit higher.
78?
Yep.
Look at that.
78%.
No. What'd you give it?
Man, I give it a fucking 5.8. 5.8.
Just so we're on the same, Too Fast, Too Furious is a better movie.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Would I watch Too Fast, Too Furious 1,000 times over watching this again? Absolutely. And I'll go into detail, as we go on.
You're crazy. So I'm giving it a 7.2. Steve Carell's character.
You gave Fast and Furious a 4.
Yeah, Fast and Furious was a terrible movie.
Compared to this?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Dude, Steve Carell's character? Are you going to tell me that there was any character where like you thought the actor did a better job in this movie, in Too Fast, Too Furious, than Steve Carell did in this?
That's not even what I'm saying.
But answer that question.
No, like, yeah. Like,
and so that's why when I see an actor like Steve Carell knock a character out of the fucking park like this, that counts. So like, it wasn't a fun movie. It was a fine movie.
Yeah,
it probably would have gotten like a mid 5 or 6 from me. Steve Carell murdered it with that character.
So I agree with you. I think all of the main characters in this movie, all the main actors.
So did Channing Tatum.
That's what I'm saying. So even Mark Ruffalo,
yeah,
they all did phenomenal for what it was. But my thing is, I didn't really enjoy what it was. Like, I didn't, like, yeah, they did great acting, but there wasn't, I would say Channing Tatum's character was one of the only ones that really had a character arc to it. as to where even like whether it's Mark Ruff, like everyone's character basically stayed the same, even though the storyline changed and but the characters didn't really have like a character arc. I would say. So even though they played it phenomenal, to me it just wasn't as entertaining because I didn't get to see as much. I don't want to give anything away though.
I disagree with you, but can't without giving away what happens in this fucking movie.
Yeah. So we'll elaborate more by the end. But
it was a fine movie. It wasn't great. The actors did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Way better than Ludacris and Co.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, that Ludacris album.
Is it what's it called? I know you're gonna
Chicken and Beer.
It's chicken.
You're
and
like fried chicken wings and ass, or ass and chicken wings. There's it's like a chick's leg. There's no ass. It's a leg.
The album cover is literally like 10 asses surrounding his face, and he's like biting a chicken wing.
So the one I saw, the album cover is him biting a chicken wing, and it's like a girl's leg is in front of him. Maybe
they had multiple, but the one I
chicken
saw
and beer, not ass and chicken or chicken and ass.
That's probably one of the songs on the album.
Let's talk awards.
Oh, awards, huh?
Does the Academy agree with me in saying that this is a better movie than Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Huh. Well, box office definitely doesn't
fuck
agree.
Box office.
No, man. I mean, come on, bro. Like, Fast and Furious is fun. Like, you don't want to. The thing with me for this movie is it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. It could
have been 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Fuck no. It should have been an hour and 15 minutes, dude.
Nah, you're out of your mind.
Hour and a half, like, honestly, though. Like, there's no need.
Your issue is that there wasn't character arc. You had another hour. We're getting character arc for everybody.
Yeah, right.
Ruffalo's kids are getting a character arc.
Well, fuck, I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Like,
let's talk awards and how, like, the Hollywood Foreign Press and the Academy agree with me that this is better than Too Fast, Too Furious. I imagine it didn't get worst excuse for an actual movie. I'm assuming that's not one of the nominations.
So, like, yeah, dude, I agree with you, too. And this is mostly all about, like, the actors. But, bro, like, who wants to watch this again over Fast and Furious? That's just me. Okay, so it's got 13...
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Fast and Furious is a good movie.
No, yeah. So it's got 13 wins and 81 nominations.
I want to hear every single one of them.
So it's got 5 fucking nominees for Academy Awards. No wins.
What was it? I assume Steve Carrell, Channing Tatum were both nominated.
Yep. No, Mark Ruffalo and Steve Carell.
Channing Tatum didn't get nominated?
No.
Wow.
But, nominated for directing, screenplay, makeup and hairstyling. Makeup and hairstyling?
Yeah.
Like what?
Channing Tatum had blonde hair at one point.
Oh, yeah,
in this
he
movie.
did. That's right. That was a good look.
Steve Carell had braces, and I didn't realize it until like midway through the movie. I was like,
really?
I was like, I wrote in here. I said, holy shit, he
Were
has
they
braces.
like Invisalign braces or some shit?
I noticed it. I'll tell you the scene when I noticed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought he had like
Let's keep
some
doing
weird
awards.
teeth things in them. I didn't know they were. All right. So then they were nominated for the BAFTA Awards. Mark,
you named 3 Academy Awards. You said they were nominated for 5.
No, I said, and then they were nominated for directing, screenplay, makeup and hairstyling. Those are all different ones.
Screenplay?
Makeup and hairstyling. And then, yeah, original screenplay. Best writing, original screenplay.
And so sounds like this is a pretty good movie. If the Academy is...
I love how it's best writing, original screenplay. Motherfucker, it's based on a true fucking story and actual events. You literally went to people and said, what the fuck happened? What was
Brayden,
said?
You've been in movies.
Yeah.
You think a writer didn't write shit out here?
No, he did.
Go to the next award.
But original screenplay, bro, as if like, I don't know, as if these aren't... I get it. It's like the original screenplay. But
yeah,
regardless,
you fucking
regardless,
numbnuts. You're picking weird things to be like, this is so dumb.
But it's not. But come on, bro.
Skip BAFTA.
Compared
did it get nominated
to
for Golden Globes?
A creative story. Come on. There's no
Too Fast, Too Furious.
No. There is.
Keep fucking going. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying. Then the BAFTA Awards. They were nominated.
Yeah, we got Golden Globes. Well, why aren't we talking wins? Well, we're not really doing all 81 nominations.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I was going to keep going until you said that.
What the hell? Let's go. Do the wins.
So the AARP Movies for Grown-Up Awards.
I agree.
What the
and
fuck?
That's the difference between you and me. I'm a fucking grown-up over here. You're a kid. Being like, Shrek in this movie? Where's Shrek?
Yeah, right? I mean, fuck. That would have been way more entertaining. All right, so Best Actor, Steve Carrell won. Movies for fucking grown-ups.
There we go.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe that's a fucking film festival. All right, and then
Shut the fuck. You can't believe it's a film festival?
for grown-ups.
We've done the Golden Chainsaw Awards and the Razzie Award. Like, this is where you're like, I can't believe that exists.
No, there's too many kid choice awards.
Yeah.
Shit, we need
There
a
is.
grown-up one.
I agree.
I need to specify this is for grown-ups. They won the AFI award for Movie of the Year.
Adult film industry?
Maybe.
Is that AFI?
I don't know. I have no idea what that is abbreviated
right.
for. It'd be great, though, if it was.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, we love... Oh,
Love.
I don't want to give anything away. Yeah. It'd be great if they're like, let's make an adaptation, but like an actual...
That'd be great. That'd be great.
That-
There's got to be Foxcatcher porn out there. For sure there is.
Maybe that's what actually won it. All right, so the next one...
And you know what? That sounds up your alley. Because it was pretty gentle and, like, secure.
Made me trust, Channing Tatum won that trust over. All right, so Cannes Film Festival, they won Best Director. Cannes. Come on, man.
Con.
All right, okay. Yeah. So Bennett Miller, the director, won. Good for him.
Yeah.
There's just so many fucking nominees, bro. I'm like literally scrolling for like a minute. All right, and then it won the Film Independent Spirit Award for Special Distinction. I don't know what the fuck that means.
It was distinct. Yeah.
Right? Okay. And then, don't worry, guys. It gets more exciting. The Gotham Awards. It won Special Gotham Jury Award. Best Ensembled Performance by top three, Steve, Mark, Channing.
And I agree. I find it hard. I don't know what movies came out in 2015, but I find it hard to believe that a full cast did as well as those three did.
Interstellar, I think, came out in 2014.
All right, so different year. It's cool.
But no, but these are...
That's cool.
But it came out in 2014.
This came out in 15.
These are all for 2014 awards, which is weird.
Everything online said this came out in 15.
That's weird, then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they literally all say 2014. That's crazy. All right, so Hollywood Film Awards, best... another win for Best Ensemble of the Year, which is Steve, Mark, and Channing. Yeah. So basically saying, like, this
They
trio...
All three of them crushed it.
They really did. International Cinephile?
Cinephile? Like a movie big film buff?
Yeah. Society Cannes Awards.
Cons.
I just do this just to get David fucking... All right, so...
You do it because you can't read and pronounce words is what you're doing.
David, don't get me
like
fucking...
you keep mispronouncing things.
Stop
I'm just doing it to mess with David.
Stop embarrassing me, bro. Don't
I
call
struggle
me out.
with some of the words.
Best Actor, Channing Tatum. Fuck you, bro.
Channing Tatum won Best Actor?
Yeah. Fucking says here twice.
Goddamn right.
For the same thing.
He did so well, he got 2 trophies.
Yeah. No, seriously.
But he couldn't put it in the fucking Roseberry case.
Yeah. We'll get to that, people.
Rosemont case.
Yeah. Jesus, there's so many nominees. Then the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. They got 3 wins. Artisan Award for Makeup and Hair. Outstanding Director of the Year Award, Bennett Miller. And then Outstanding Performer of the Year Award, Steve Carrell.
Yeah. Santa Barbara gets
It's like for every win, there's like 40 nominations. And yeah, that was it. I thought there was more, but yeah, those were the wins. Shit ton of nominees. 81 fucking nominees.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Imagine you just spent a year just going to all these film festivals, just being nominated.
Could you imagine being nominated for 81 awards and like nominated for Oscars and shit? And then you listen to the 5-6 Kings podcast and Braden Bullard says that Too Fast, Too Furious is a better movie?
For sure, dude.
Could you imagine having such a decorated film?
Money doesn't
be like, this guy thinks Too Fast, Too Furious is better?
Money doesn't lie, David.
Yes, it does.
Money doesn't lie.
He was John Dupont. All he did was throw money at things. This guy was an animal.
You got a good fucking point. That is a great point. David is so quick. Fuck you, bro. Always trying to just downplay what I'm saying.
This whole movie taught us that. All right.
And then, hold on. So a little goof by IMDb. When the wrestling team is watching well, actually, no. We'll get to that.
What a goof that was.
That was a goof, all right.
Are we jumping in this movie?
Yeah, let's jump in.
We fucking jumping in?
Yeah.
So it opens, it's showing just like black and white old footage. It looks like old Dupont family footage.
And I'm certain that this is like legitimate footage. I'm sure they probably went and somehow got
if it's not
family archive footage.
If it's not 7.1. I'm dropping it down 0.1.
Yeah. Right?
If it's just old black and white footage they just found somewhere.
Just random stock bullshit.
Because it's showing horses and dogs, and one of the horse saddles says Foxcatcher Farms.
Exactly, yeah.
I imagine it was real.
Yeah. And they all look rich as fuck, everyone. So anyone listening, you're watching royalty over the past, like, American history.
It's, like the Dupont family, they're old money.
And they also
Revolutionary War,
they were, like, one of the biggest manufacturers for ammo. In the country, and then now because of that, they became the biggest chemical plant in almost the world.
Yeah, that's in the U.S.
I think they said the world.
Well, you said almost the world, so it threw me off. So I know for sure in the U.S.
Yeah,
yeah. You throwing in almost? I thought the world, but you said almost, so it made me think maybe not the world.
I'm pretty positive they said the world, but to me, I said almost because I'm questioning them, which is just wrong. Yeah, I'm like, how can they just be the biggest chemical plant in the world?
Also, you don't know when that video. Channing Tatum later is watching a video on DuPont's.
Yeah,
you don't know.
So
when
this could have been
made
back in. Yeah, you're
right. They were at one point. Then cut Channing Tatum. He's in like a wrestling gym and he's wrestling a dummy,
and he is hitting supreme suplexes.
I thought it looked very impressive.
Oh, no, so Channing Tatum used to wrestle.
Yeah, okay, so
he used to wrestle in high school and stuff.
So every wrestling scene, it's really him doing it, right?
Yeah.
Because he looked like a good wrestler.
Yeah, he knows.
Like, oh, he's fucking good.
Yeah,
okay.
He knows. And also in Mark, too. I don't know about Mark's.
The Incredible Hulk is what. We're not calling him Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
he's Hulk.
Thank you. Because I didn't want to call him that either. I wanted to call him Incredible Hulk. Yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking. So, yeah, the Incredible Hulk. I don't know if he, used to do actual wrestling back in the day as well. But if he didn't, kudos to him because he was, phenomenal for the scenes where he was breaking down wrestling and being like a coach and kind of and just wrestling in general. So
there's no scene with him in it breaking down wrestling where I was like, oh, it doesn't seem like Ruffalo knows exactly what he's talking about.
And there was never a point where they're showing a bunch of like shitty angles to where it could be like a stunt double or anything. Like it's him.
Yeah.
Which I was happy about. Like I like it when actors take that craft to the next level and take the time to go and learn those things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
You like the fill-ins?
No, I do, but I liked it more like because you just felt like Tyrese Gibson really knew how to drive a car in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Bro, exactly.
Fuck out of my face. So Channing Tatum, he's in his car in front of this elementary school, and he puts on his gold medal, gets out, goes in. And then he's giving a speech in front of all these kids about like what the gold medal means, all the hard work that goes into it, and it's weirdly intense. He's a weird guy, and we find out his upbringing, and it makes sense that he would be the way he is.
It totally makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
But he's weirdly intense while he's doing it.
All the kids are kind of like, I don't really give a shit. One of the girls seemed like she gave a shit, but I
didn't notice the kids.
Oh
yeah. I get. I'm not even now. So after,
good.
I didn't want to have to contain my boner all movie break, so I didn't want to look.
Oh my god!
After his speech, they're cutting him a check for $20. Did you notice the date on the check?
No, I did not.
It was my birthday. It was March 14th.
Oh, shit.
It was some year between 84 and 88. But it was on my March 14th, on my birthday.
Oh, look at that.
And the lady is like, now, is it Dave or David? And he goes, it's Mark, actually. I'm Mark Schultz. My brother's Dave Schultz. We both won gold at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And she's like confused, just like, whatever, and then writes it, which is crazy.
Yeah, like he's got some social problems.
For sure, but also, how did she not know that Mark Schultz was now coming to do the speech?
I think what was also saying, too, is that he already, even though he's proud of being an Olympic gold medalist, he also somewhat feels like he's living maybe in his brother's shadow.
Oh, what gave you that idea, man?
The fact that
he says it a bunch throughout this
yeah.
movie.
Well, just especially in the beginning,
no, I'm talking about what the fuck's her deal. How did she not know who was coming to speak to the fucking kids?
Yeah. Maybe it was just before the internet.
Mark Schultz could have.
I didn't live in the 80s, but I'm like, what gold Olympic medalist is not going to be praised wherever he fucking goes?
But not even that. They run a school, and they did not know that it was not Dave Schultz. It was his brother.
Yeah,
coming. Mark Schultz could have stuffed all of those kids' holes.
Jeez.
They don't know who they're getting into bed with. He could do whatever. They think Dave Schultz comes. Mark Schultz just shows up, and then they pay him. That's crazy.
Oh my God. I don't even know how to react to you sometimes, David.
He uses his money to go buy some fast food.
Yeah, he bought some fast food. Chowing on that burger.
Yeah, and then goes home. He's got a table with a bunch of trophies, a picture of him and his brother Dave.
And he fucking caresses that gold medal. The way he places it down, just like...
Dude, it's a fucking gold medal.
Oh, yeah.
You got it. He won a gold medal without a broken freaking neck. That's so much better than doing it with him, because you got to break your neck to win it with a broken freaking neck.
And, how long is it just broken for?
I mean, that would suck. I've never broken my neck, but I can't imagine it's fun.
My rugby coach broke his neck in a game, and he has a ginormous scar that just goes right across his fucking trachea.
God, what a life.
Yeah.
What a life.
Badass fucking scar.
Yeah. And what did he...
So he went on
professional rugby, or
professional rugby. He
got paid like $30 to break his neck.
He was playing for U.S. and so that when you kick the ball, when you go to jump in the air to catch it, you're not supposed to be hit, otherwise a penalty. He got hit in the air and flipped basically and landed straight on his forehead, and his body folded over, and it fucking broke his neck. And then they had to do surgery, which is why the scar is so big. But yeah, freaks me out every time I see it. Shout out to my coach.
What's his name?
John.
Coach John, baby. Yep. Winning rugby games with a broken freaking neck. Gotta love it. And then Channing Tatum's eating ramen with hot sauce for dinner. And they zoom in. He has a picture of it's the painting of Washington crossing the Delaware.
Oh yeah.
To show that he's a patriot.
Mm-hmm. That's right. But it was oodles and noodles and fucking hot sauce.
It's ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles. I don't ever eat ramen noodles.
Yeah, but don't come in and I say what it is, and then you come in and say oodles of noodles.
Aren't they referenced as oodles and noodles too?
No.
I thought that was a thing.
No.
My bad, bro.
Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here.
Guys, if there's someone who eats ramen noodles and they call it oodles and noodles, get my back.
Yeah, no, I bet we're going to get a ton of people who are like, I call them oodles. They're oodles.
They're oodles and noodles, David.
They're oodles and noodles.
Brayden's right.
Now we're at the gym. Channing Tatum walks into the wrestling gym, and he sees his brother, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's talking to some people, and they kind of nod at each other.
And the Incredible Hulk in the movie is David, obviously. The girl that got it wrong.
Yeah, it's his brother, Dave Schultz.
Yeah, that's the
another
Incredible
Olympic
Hulk.
wrestler. Yeah, it's Mark Ruffalo. He played the Incredible Hulk. We'll flip back and forth.
Just so
there's going to be times where I say Ruffalo. There's going to be times where I say Hulk.
Or
There's
David.
Times where I say Incredible Hulk. Hopefully, I don't say David. Hopefully not.
We'll see.
We'll see though.
But
any of those, that's think him.
There's an office in the high school gym where they're wrestling. There's the wrestling gym, and there's a little office where the Incredible Hulk. Just to say, it's gonna crack me up. The Incredible Hulk is talking to the USA Wrestling Association,
and so he comes out and he kind of introduces those guys to Channing, and Channing just kind of nods. One of these guys is the guy from Remember the Titans who, when Denzel comes in and takes Coach Yost's job, this guy was on Coach Yost's staff. and they're at like a diner and they're talking. And he's like, I don't want to coach that black guy, Coach Yost, because Yost's like, I'm going to go coach the defense there. I want to stay here. I think it's important for us to bridge the gap here. And this guy's like, I'm not doing it. And Yost's like, I'm going to do it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. He's like, dude, you got to do for all these years that's what you're going to say to me? And he's like, listen, Tom. And he goes, you go to hell. And he gets up and leaves. That guy did not want to coach with a black person, and he did not coach with a black person.
See, I wish I had David's memory just so, like, if one day I'm actually, like, on a big set and I meet that actor in person, I'm not just meeting him. I could throw that shit in there.
You say, you go to hell.
Yeah, like, I wish I knew that shit. Just so I could be like, oh, you said go to hell. Like, can you say it again? I want to see it, you know? Like, throw it right in their face. But instead, I'm just going to be the dude, like, hey, I kind of remember.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Braden.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's probably way more professional than the route I would go.
But I would take your route if I had that
I gotta
memory.
I gotta come be your turtle from Entourage.
Yeah, and be like, Braden, you don't know who this fucking guy is?
Yeah. There we go. Hulk like kind of introduces the guys to Channing, and Channing doesn't really say anything. It's weird, and they're just like, all right, well,
yeah,
have a good workout, and then they leave.
Yeah. And then the Incredible Hulk and Channing. I love this. The Incredible Hulk is like the sweetest fucking guy ever.
Are you going to dive into this without saying the question that Channing asked him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know? Okay. Then you can do what you're going to do. Channing asks him, he says, you've been calling my machine and hanging up? And he goes, what? No. He goes, man, someone's been leaving hang-ups on my machine.
Really? I almost forgot that line.
Yeah, first thing he says to him.
What, because someone was leaving, like...
Someone was calling, and then, like... So, like, he had no caller ID. It was back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
like... Then, like, the voicemail, the machine would pick it up, and they'd hang up without saying anything.
And then, what did he say?
And she's like, no, it's not me.
No, yeah, but... And then, they start...
mean, you know who it fucking is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I missed that. Like, I know now, but, like... I missed that part. I'm glad you said that. Damn, that's funny. All right, so then they start, before they even start wrestling, the Incredible Hulk and Channing are like doing these stretches, which is awesome. I fucking love the stretches. I'm like, damn, I wish David would stretch me out like that.
I was watching, I was like, this is weird. Is this what people really do, like, to warm up for wrestling?
I never wrestled that long. I was on and off with the high school team for a little bit, but we never did that. But it looked good. Looked like a good stretch.
Why were you on and off?
Because I played other sports, and
so it wasn't like sexual misconduct or anything.
No,
like,
no,
Braden,
no.
we gotta have to leave the team for a little bit.
No, my coach was he was hardcore. Coach George out there. Shout out to Coach George.
Hardcore, like he
he
condoned sexual misconduct.
Yeah,
is that what you mean by hardcore?
No, I just wanted you to...
Attaboy, Coach George!
Just wanted you to wrestle all year round. Didn't want you to play any other sports and just, like, practice year round. You know, shout out to him because he wanted to breed and that's what he did. He bred legitimate state champion wrestlers. Like, he's...
Yeah, no, that's good, though. Like, you don't want, like, well-versed... Like, when kids are teenagers, you don't want them to try a lot of different things and, like, learn other things. You want them to focus in on one specific sport that you like and really force them to do it. Yeah, good on this guy.
Yeah, and, like, bro, like, he's the swollest, like, most in shape dude for his age, like, you'd ever meet. And, yeah, I felt very pressured to be like, oh, man, I don't know. Because, bro, like, that's how you talk. He'd be like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to quote him, but he'd be like, fuck these other sports. It's like wrestling or nothing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If you're listening and you're of high school age and you like sports, play as many as you want.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah. Play as many as you want.
And I'm glad I ended up playing rugby, too.
Here's the one thing, though. If you get to, like, junior, senior year and you're, like, a basketball player, and you got Division I schools looking at you.
That's way different, yeah.
And you also play football or something like that. You're not that good at football. I'd maybe stop playing football.
Yeah.
But freshman, sophomore year, play them all.
Yeah. There's
different seasons. Play as many as you can.
That's some good advice from your friendly neighborhood king, David, here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're back, and they're doing these weird stretches, and then they start wrestling. And, once again... Just to be on their dick, I'm surprised that Channing and the Incredible Hulk know their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've obviously have practiced enough to, like, do these things in a way that's just natural. They're not forcing these moves, and they look very authentic.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
I
And
really enjoyed that's like the whole acting aspect of this movie. That's like it just shows.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's the same, like, I could tell, like, when Luda stepped into the
Dude, I was just about to
the
say.
spider, you
Yep.
could tell you're like, he knows how to drive that spider.
Fuck yeah.
He's been working on it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the Hulk is like, he's clearly the better of the two, and he's coaching him. He's like, "Come on, man, sink your hips,
Yeah.
Come on, like he's
So Channing, he shoots and he keeps his hips way out, which what you're supposed to do is like bring your hips up and in, and then that helps brings the opponent's weight up over your shoulder, which just takes it away from them, and then you can easily kind of like turn your hips and take him to the ground. And he didn't do that, so he's saying you got to keep your hips in, but being like so sweet about it. He's
Oh
like,
yeah, he's not talking shit. He's like, "Come on, man, keep your hips in.
come on, man, you
Come
know.
on, you got this."
And then Channing's like, dude, fuck you. And just starts like slapping his head. So like what you're trying to do, like when you're doing that, is you're trying to like bring the head down to fuck with their momentum and their weight distribution of them. So that when they bring their head back up, that's when you go in and shoot. But Channing's just now doing it in such a dick way. He's just basically slapping his brother's head.
Channing then headbutts him in the nose.
Yeah.
And like busts his nose open. And Hulk, he takes it well. He just kind of like wipes the blood off and smiles and then takes him down again.
Yeah.
Like he's a badass. You can tell he's the older brother who like he coaches Channing. They're both Olympians, but he's obviously the better of the two.
And he's at such a big pedigree, basically, of being so good that he knows there's nothing to prove. You know,
Yeah.
there's like he's so mature because of it, in a sense. If that makes sense, yeah. And that's
like,
what you get from the character.
It's like when Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle did a shoot wrestling match backstage at
Yeah,
WWE.
yeah.
Kurt Angle, he's like, well, like obviously, it's like Brock's strong, he's good, but like obviously, like I beat him somewhat easily.
There's a big difference between an Olympic gold
Yeah.
medalist and an NCAA
Yeah,
champion.
he was national champion. He's like, I've won gold in the Olympics, and like Brock's a good wrestler, but it's like there's such a huge gap between our two skill sets.
Yeah. Which is a cool story, man. I heard
great.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Which is good because Kurt Angle is 40 pounds lighter than Brock Lesnar too.
Back in the day, WWE, WWF, they have the best backstage stories of all time. I doubt there's any shit like that today. It's probably super professional and formal. And what do you think?
Yeah, maybe. There's stories like Vince McMahon will occasionally like get drunk and like fucking
Yeah.
like want to wrestle guys and shit. Like,
Even today, like
so, not in the last couple of years, but within the last 5-10 years,
Okay,
like there's
okay,
been
yeah,
stories like that. Yeah.
all right, nice.
So Hulk is
Keep that shit alive, you know.
Hulk's dropping Channing off at his house, and Channing asks him what the USA Wrestling guys want, and he said they want me to coach in Colorado. And then Channing just goes to get out of the car without saying anything. He's like, hey, stop. Come on, give me a hug.
Just like, dude, I want a brother like Mark.
Gives him a hug.
I said Mark, I meant the Incredible Hulk.
Well, so like we find out later why that's their relationship.
No, yeah.
You don't want a brother like Mark.
I mean, yeah, still do.
Not for the trade-off that has to
No,
happen
yeah,
for
you're
that.
right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
there's
Yeah.
out of necessity, Mark was that brother. Or the Hulk was that brother.
Yeah.
We can't call him Mark.
It's gonna be hard.
Can't call him Mark because
Hulk.
no, because Channing Tatum's character is named Mark.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So we cannot call Hulk Mark at any time.
yeah,
It's
No, I
either
feel you.
Ruffalo, Hulk, or Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be that. We can't call him Mark.
Yeah.
Goes in like he makes Channing give him a hug before he leaves, and then Channing goes out and he's looking. Oh my god, he's looking at his face in the mirror in his apartment, and he's just like fucking. Can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear it.
He's just like tapping his face, and it's progressively just harder tapping it, and just staring at himself, and looks just like angry, sad, mad, disappointed, like just a crazy mixture of emotions, and you're like, this is fucking wild what he's doing right now.
It is, and you kind of get the sense like, damn, he's a little butthurt.
He's gonna look a little butthurt.
That was brother's.
His brother's gonna move across the country.
Well, not just that his brother's also getting probably something that he wants too. So he probably also feels that like he's living in his brother's shadow. You know.
Yeah. But then, Channing gets a phone call. Some guy on the phone, and he's like, "Is this Mark Schultz?" He's like, "Yeah, speaking." He's like, "Olympic champion Mark Schultz." He's like, "Yeah, it's me."
Which is like almost like a first. You can kind of tell for like the way he's asked that question.
Because like the guy's surprised. He's like, oh wow, I'm talking to Mark Schultz right now. And the guy on the phone, he's like, you're answering your own phone?
Yeah.
like that's the vibe. And he's like, this is fucking weird. Like, yeah, of course.
And Mark Schultz is surprised, though, I feel like, too. Kind of like, well, he doesn't
surprised this guy's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, because he doesn't get that enough, which he should.
And he says, John E. Dupont of the Dupont family is very anxious to meet you and would love to fly you out, love to have you take a day off training and fly you out to come meet him. And he doesn't agree over the phone. You can tell he's like, what, who?
Yeah.
John E. Dupont of the Dupont family, which prior to this movie, I wasn't familiar with the Dupont family. So like when it came out, I remember like hearing about it and like it was like, oh, some really rich, like wealthy, old money family in America.
Yeah.
But if someone called me before this movie and said John E. Dupont of the Dupont family would like to meet you, I'd be like, who the fuck are the Dupont family?
Yeah, especially before the internet and everything, yeah.
But we don't see him accept it, but then we see him getting off a plane and a guy waiting to pick him up at the airport. They fly in on a helicopter, and the guy tells him that Mr. Dupont would have liked to have picked you up himself, but he got called in by the local police for tactical support. Which is a wild thing to hear. You'd be like, oh, who the fuck is this
tactical support?
Yeah. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. And even then, you think, like, well, what the fuck is this dude showing up and, like, busting down doors and, like, being a fucking hero? For
So, I mean, I'm sure it's...
No, yeah.
But
at first
he was supplying weapons and all that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
I'm getting called in to be...
Once you meet him, you're like, oh, there's no way.
I'm the Foxcatcher. Comes in with, like, a fucking AK or something.
No, he comes in with a musket.
Yeah.
The Foxcatcher's using a musket.
And a cannon.
So they land. Beautiful house. Huge property.
Yeah.
And then the exact opposite of Rambo's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that house is proportionate to that property.
Yeah.
Huge property, but, like, looks like the White House. Like,
yeah.
it's massive. It's huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy brings Channing into the library and lets him know Mr. Dupont will be there in a few minutes. Did not offer Channing a drink, which I thought was strange.
Yeah.
There was no, hey, can I get you something to drink while you wait? Just nothing. She's like, he'll be here in a few minutes. And the guy left. I was like, I'd be like, you know, hey, I'd love a water.
Yeah, just...
That's how I'd set the tone.
Been traveling
right
for fucking hours.
Yeah. I'd be like, why don't you grab me a water, bud?
Grab
me a water while I wait for Mr. Dupont.
Obviously, you're the bitch in this scenario, and I'm the dude who's got the power right now. You know, like, eat that shit up.
John Dupont, played by Steve Carrell, shows up.
Whoop.
He's like, oh, let's go meet in the trophy room. And he, like, brings him to the trophy room, and then he says, can I get you something to drink or eat?
Yeah.
Look at that. The fucking billionaire is like, hey, what, do you want something to eat or drink? Like, what are you're traveling all day?
I can get them to, you know, whip you something up.
Hey, he's like, to whip you something up. What do you want? And Channing's polite. He's like, oh, no, I'm good.
Doesn't realize
the
magnitude of power this dude has at the moment.
That seemed like everything's on the table. He's saying, get to whip you up. I'd be like, I want a Cornish game hen.
Yeah. With a duck egg.
Yeah. Just like, it'd just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, all right, done.
Yeah.
Call someone and be like, can we get him a Cornish game hen with a duck egg? And he'd be like,
I would love to see, like...
we'll figure it out, but... It's...
Like a Chris Tucker in this scenario. Like, yeah, man. Fucking, like, whip me up everything. You could see Chris Tucker in this scenario just like...
I couldn't.
Man, I know you got some duck eggs in the back.
I could see, like, Owen Wilson doing that.
Yeah, because he'll... Oh, wow, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Like a Cornish hen?
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Black people aren't that greedy, Braden.
No.
I know that's what you think. You're like, black people just always getting it when they can, you know?
I thought Chris Tucker was a perfect example of, like...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because he's black.
No.
That's why you thought that.
David.
So it's super weird. They're sitting in the trophy room, and it's all fucking horse trophies and shit.
He's like, obviously, this is the trophy room for apparent reason.
Points at all the trophies. They're sitting there. He's like, all right, so
they're obnoxiously big trophies for fucking horse races.
I mean,
and
that's what they do. That's what horses fucking do, man.
Yeah,
horses are big animals. They get big trophies.
Got big dicks.
And Steve Carell's just like, so how's your training going? And he's like, it's going good. He's like, getting ready for Worlds? He goes, yeah, no, we're training, getting ready for Worlds. Good.
And he was just like...
Good.
And then just like pause and just kind of like look at him for a second. Just like stare him up and down.
And he's talking about how good Channing is. He's like, your body, it's good to stay in shape. And it's good to have confidence. You go in knowing you're going to win the match, and you win the match. It's so fucking weird, uncomfortable, awkward. You're just like, this is a crazy little thing going on. And then he says, what are your goals? What are your goals, Channing? And he's like, I want to be the best in the world. I want to win Worlds. I want to go to the Olympic and win gold. He goes, are you getting the support you need? As a nation, I feel we've failed you. And
Which, like, he had as a point.
Oh, we failed to honor you. Which,
yeah,
probably he's fucking living in a shitty apartment.
Dude, he should be
eating
sponsored.
Fast food, getting $20 to go speak at elementary schools.
Like,
yeah.
Gatorade, anyone should be sponsoring this guy, and he should be rich.
Yeah.
You know, like...
He immediately goes from that to, do you bird watch? I do. I'm an ornithologist. But more importantly, I'm a patriot. And I want to see this country soar again.
Yeah, and it's like,
So,
what, what in comparison to what? Like, what was going on?
But like he went birds,
yeah,
and then soar. Like he just fucking pieced that all together. I was like, this is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
Then Carrell tells Channing that he wants to coach him,
which is like if you're Channing Tatum,
he's like, I'm a wrestling coach, and I'd like to coach you and get you ready for Worlds.
I'd be like, dude, no offense,
I train with my brother, who's also an Olympic gold medalist.
We're some of the only Olympic gold medalists ever.
Yeah.
There's no one that's going to be able to teach me other than my brother.
But he doesn't say that.
But no, yeah, he doesn't say that.
Steve Carrell then takes him out to a field where I assume Revolutionary War or War of 1812.
Yeah, he said there's
northern, and he's talking about how
3,000 men,
true patriots who sacrificed themselves here.
Yeah, and there's like statues of, I don't know, fucking patriots back in the day or something. I don't know if they're patriots or I'm guessing they're at least being portrayed as it.
Oh, they're patriots.
Yeah, okay.
They're patriots. They killed all the red people, and they got this country for us.
The way David looks at me with like full seriousness on his face.
He tells Channing they're going to do great things together. And then that's the end of those two being together for now. We see Channing at an airport bathroom, and he's practicing like his celebration. Like after he wins, he's like looking at himself in the mirror. And he's like, "Yeah!"
Oh, I thought that was him. I thought that was him.
Or he could be celebrating.
Yeah, I thought that was him reacting to him like being.
Could be that.
I thought it was him like going back home and kind of like reacting that he got what he got, like that sponsorship or whatever.
All right, it could be that.
Yeah,
it could be that.
But then he goes immediately to his brother.
BBQ at Hulk's house.
Yep,
they're playing Grateful Dead. He immediately walks up to the table where Hulk's at with his wife and kids, and he's just like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" Just immediately like walks in. Everyone's like, "Hey, Mark." Hey, like, yeah. Hey, can I talk to you real quick?
Which like
crazy. Like
you get what you give out. You know,
if one of my brothers did that to me, I'd be like,
"Dude, no, you're gonna say hi to my family."
My mind would be like, "Oh, he's like on drugs or something." Like this, he's like something bad is going on. He's gonna ask for money. I was like, it's gonna be a weird. He's in trouble.
Yeah,
and he's gonna be like, these people are gonna kill me if I don't get some money.
Oh my god!
Like it's gonna be something like that.
Because
like,
it was urgent.
Like
that.
Yeah, just like, hey man, can I talk to you real quick? You're just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully I can help you out of this.
Let's go down this road.
And he's talking to Channing about meeting with Steve Carrell, and he's pumped about him. He's talking about how great he was. He's like, dude, he was just saying everything he was saying is how I've been feeling for years, and I just couldn't believe someone was actually saying this stuff.
Yeah.
And his brother's kind of like, all right, well, did you guys talk business? Did you talk money? He goes, listen to this.
Yeah.
$25,000 per year. And he's like, he said, name your price. And that was the highest number in my head.
I'm like, Jesus, dude, this dude is so broke.
So it was the 80s.
No, but yeah, but like what's
$25,000 a year.
Was that
pause this. We're looking up comparatively what that was.
Yeah.
And we are back. Hope you guys went to Subway during this break and,
right?
And got something delicious.
Some
helped
turkey
help
BLT.
those profits. Dude,
Yeah.
8 years. Best profits in 8 years.
8 years.
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
So the average
That might have been because...
the average yearly in because of the Eat Fresh Refresh. There's no might have.
Or the 5-6 Kings.
Nah, that's the Eat Fresh Refresh. That's the Eat Fresh Refresh. Always has been, always will be.
So yeah, we looked it up.
Average yearly income is 17,000.
17,000. Yep. In 1986.
In 86, which is when this was. So 25,000. It's significantly more. It's about 50% more than the average income.
Yeah.
But that's still the highest number that was in his head.
Yeah.
That's baffling to me. That like you can't count higher than 25,000.
Probably not. I mean,
That's the highest number that was in my head. Like even if he's like 50,000, Dupont's probably like, fuck it.
oh, dude, absolutely.
Yeah,
He would have been like, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, deal.
Yeah.
Deal. So like he's like 25. It's the highest number in my head.
And if it's like his brother should have said, oh, bro, bump that number up.
He's not. Channing Tatum would not have handled that well.
True.
And Hulk knows it.
Yeah.
He's not
You're right.
like,
There's no
he's not
real...
gonna be like, dude, what are you doing?
It's so hard.
That was the highest number in your head. It's not like you and me talking. It's fucking.
The Hulk has no like constructive criticism, like because
So he's like, what's this guy get out of all of it? Like you can tell he's unsure about the whole thing.
yeah,
And Channing Tatum's like, he just loves wrestling and all that stuff. And
he just wants to make America great.
yeah, and he's like, he wants us both to come there. And the Hulk's like, I'm not gonna uproot my family, man.
Yeah.
He's like, we're settled here, whatever. His kid, he's like, Xander's in school,
and then also like his other just, either business, like he said he had other commitments to.
He's coaching the wrestling, team there and all
but
that stuff,
something else as well. I can't remember what it was, but he said he had like a couple commitments.
Yeah, and that's So Channing,
It makes sense. It's not like what's his name offered him 25,000 too or something. You know, it didn't give him like a number on that spot. Like, why would he uproot for?
I mean, he knows he's gonna get
Yeah,
money. He knows that like he's not. It's not like, all right, well,
he
he's getting 25.
thinks-
I want you too. And he's like, I'll give you $1,000.
no, but he probably knows
Deal?
like, well, I'm only going to do it if I'm getting paid more. But now I can't get paid more than my brother because then it's going to cause more conflict in between our relationship.
I don't think any of that was going on. I think he's like, I'm not uprooting my family to go live on some weird ranch and wrestle.
You're probably right.
wrestle my brother on some weird ranch. But he tells Channing, he's like, this is a good opportunity for you, though, man. You should still do it. It's good money. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Like,
brother.
yeah. So Channing packs up his car, throws his mattress in the dumpster, and leaves.
Did he own that house? Like,
No, we didn't own that house, dude. It was
like a 2-story.
He lived in like an upstairs apartment.
Oh, really? I thought it was like a home.
Yeah, but so it could have been a home underneath, but he lived in like an upstairs studio apartment.
It just didn't really look like an apartment though, or anything like that. It just looked like a 2-story home.
But it looked like he was renting out. He had its own entrance. Dude, he went up the side stairs to the top entrance there, and we only saw him up there.
Yeah,
if
you're
he
right.
owned that whole, like, you get out of my face with that.
No, that's why
It looked like he was renting out an upstairs apartment, like above someone's house or above their garage or something.
You're probably right.
Yeah, like there's no way he's getting $20 to go speak at elementary schools and owns like a big multi-unit building like that.
God, that must suck, dude. Being a gold Olympic medalist, worked your whole life just for like some elementary school to be like, hey, can we pay you like $20 to come speak to the kids?
Meanwhile, Jared Fogle was going to elementary schools, just bringing his big ass pants, and he was getting paid thousands. He's getting paid out the eyes. Like, look how big these pants are. This is crazy, huh, kids? What are you doing later? So
yeah, Subway. What the fuck?
What do you mean? What the fuck? You putting that on Subway? They cut ties the second. Don't you fucking? They cut ties with that monster. You're here being like, dude, he wasn't that bad. Megan Rapinoe's so much worse. Like,
I'm saying, give us some money.
All this nonsense that you've been saying, and then you're gonna slander Subway. They're the Duponts of the food industry.
That's why
All right?
I'm the Channing Tatum, and you're the Incredible Hulk. Which, all right, I'll be the Hulk. You want to be Channing?
You're neither. All
Fuck
right,
you, bro.
All right, you're
What am I? Just one of the random other wrestling
You're
bitch boys?
You're Mr. Beck.
Oh, fuck you, bro. I'm the fucking hummingbird.
Golden Eagle.
That's right.
Golden
I'm
Eagle.
the Golden Eagle.
So Channing Tatum shows up at the big Dupont house and rings doorbell. Housekeeper opens it, and he's like, "Oh, is Mr. Dupont there?" And she's like, "Is he expecting you?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, not necessarily today, but he knew I was coming at some point this week." Which
and
is weird.
she's like, I don't know.
She's like, I don't know about all this.
Which, that's already the vibe. Then she allows him to come in, and she's like, "Yeah, just wait here." And then he's like, "Do you mind if I actually go use your restroom?"
He doesn't say that.
Or something
He
like
says
that.
commode or a washroom.
Yeah,
So
that's what I got out of it.
But so he's trying to be fancy because
Yeah.
he's in this big fancy house. So he asks if he could use he's like, "Do you have a commode or a washroom I could use?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's right there." It's right there. It's right there, fancy boy.
Yeah, but then she even like waits, and she kind of like watches him just like go in the bathroom. Like, she's like, "I don't know if I should leave this fucking dude here."
Yeah, she does.
But she
Lets him
does.
go. And then she comes out and she says, "Mr. Beck will meet with you." And he's like, "Mr. Beck?" She's like, "Yeah." And he goes in. He's meeting with this guy at his desk, and this guy's asking him, "Did you go to school? Do you own any properties? Tell me about your family. Were your parents together?" He's like, "They separated when I was 2. He's like, "Okay, so who raised you?" And he's like, "My brother, the Incredible Hulk, raised me." Which is, like, we find out. So that's why that's what their relationship is. It's
Yeah.
He's like, "We moved around a lot and did a bunch of different stuff, but I'd have to say my brother raised me most of my life."
Yeah.
So that's why, like, he was Channing Tatum's dad growing up, basically.
Yeah, but
So that's why
he probably still would have been a great brother,
sure, but
regardless.
you don't want a brother like that, because that means you had no parents.
Yeah.
It means you just had him.
Yeah,
Out of
I'm not trying to say
necessity, he's that
yeah.
way.
I'm not trying to say that though. That I want that situation.
Yeah, you just want that brother.
Yeah.
Carell comes in.
I want that trust, David.
Carell comes in the room while they're doing it and goes, "Oh, great, you're here." And then like takes
Yeah, it was so weird.
Mr. Beck hands him, he's like, "Here's your speech for tonight." And he takes the speech and he's like, "Okay." He said, "You're putting him in and he says the name of the house that he's going to be in. And he goes, "All right, great, excellent bed, good, firm." It's just super awkward, and then he walks away.
Yeah. Doesn't like shake his hand like, "Oh, glad you're here."
Nothing. And Channing like was excited. He's like, "Man, this guy just like said so much like inspirational, groundbreaking shit to me the other night. Now he's here." Like Channing like lights up when he sees him. He's like, "Mr. Dupont's here."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you're here. Great.
Yeah, it was just like fucking
excellent
awkward.
bed. Good.
Yeah.
Firm." So this guy brings him to the guest house. Can we stay in? Badass guest house.
Yeah.
Badass. It looks like a ski lodge.
Yeah.
Would be awesome living there.
Mm-hmm.
And tells him that the guy tells Channing that the big house is off limits unless he is invited to dinner up there. And the horses are Mrs. Dupont's, John's mother. They are also off limits. And if you see Mrs. Dupont, just give her privacy.
He's like, "Yeah,
Channing's like,
absolutely."
Of course. Of course, absolutely. So now Channing is the guy gives him a video on the Dupont family history.
Yeah.
And Channing immediately puts it in and is sitting crisscross applesauce like right in front of the TV.
little kid.
Watching.
Yeah.
He's 27.
Yeah.
Which, I don't watch a ton of Olympic wrestling. I would have thought that's kind of old for an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah?
Basing this off of absolutely nothing.
27's like prime.
Is it? Okay.
27, even 30, I would say.
Because I also thought, so I was probably thinking this because I thought the Hulk was also wrestling. He did. He wrestled at Worlds.
No, yeah. He still wrestled.
Yeah. I don't know.
And he's a little bit older, yeah.
Yeah, felt like that was, I don't know.
No, that they're
So
they're
it's
probably
based
that
on a
age.
true story. I
Yeah.
believe the age is posted.
Yeah.
I just would have thought like early 20s was wrestling because I watched the gymnastics, and those girls are all young enough to be sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar. So
Holy
that's
shit.
I assumed wrestling was kind of similar.
Yeah, no. Wasn't there a new U.S. Olympic wrestler that just won recently or something like that?
Gable Stevenson?
Yeah. Didn't he? Yeah. And isn't he somewhat young?
He won gold. I have no idea how old he is. But he won gold, got the pin, like buzzer beater pin. It was sick.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was sick. You haven't seen this?
No, I didn't even see it. Dude, he's 21.
Yeah, that's...
Holy shit.
That's what. So, I assumed Olympic wrestlers, that's
like
the
that.
crop of Olympians. They're young 20s,
Well, usually, though, when you're in your prime, you're about 30.
Yeah, so for most things. I don't know why I thought wrestling would be younger.
No, yeah.
Because, NFL, if you're a running back, once you hit 30, you're done. Yeah. There's too much tread on the tires there. Or not enough tread on the tires.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure there's definitely, wear and tear, too. Yeah, there's probably a fine line for it.
Yeah, but good for Channing.
Yeah,
and good for 27, baby.
Good for Gables too. Shit.
Yeah, Gable Stevenson.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that video.
Apparently, they're trying to bring him into the UFC too, which I don't know if he has any stand up or anything. But if he's a gold Olympic medalist, probably has a crazy ground game.
Yeah, his ground game's probably good, and to get to that level, that level of athlete, I imagine you pick shit up pretty quickly.
At
21, if you're winning gold,
he could probably pick up a stand-up game pretty quickly.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
Dude, John Jones, by the way. Oh, we talked about this already. But he's 255 pounds. His plan is to get to 270 before he fights at heavyweight.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Him being that big,
mm-hmm.
It's going to be disgusting. He's going to fuck everyone up.
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially people's cars.
I think him and Francis are still going to be right around the same strength. When he's at 275,
sure,
but he's gonna have that speed, and he's gonna have that
and just no one's ever watched a Francis Ngannou
skill.
fight and thought, oh, he's as good of a fighter as John Jones.
No, yeah,
they've thought he could obviously knock him out because holy shit,
power.
This guy has so much power.
Mm-hmm.
John Jones, skill wise, is maybe the greatest of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and him at 270,
exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, guys. He watched the video on the Dupont family history and just sees their old money. They funded early wars, had all the red people executed.
In the very end, it literally comes up, America's wealthiest family.
Yeah.
Is what it says.
So he's kind of all right, this is who I'm in bed with. Probably should ask for more than $25,000 a year, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think this character that went through his mind.
No, it probably didn't, but should have.
So later, Channing's sleeping, and Carrell comes up and knocks on his door. And
we don't know the exact time, but it's late.
So Channing was asleep. It's dark out. He was sleeping. Channing comes out, and he's like, oh, you hear that? It's a barn owl. And then hands him some stuff like looking glasses. He's like, it's good for bird watching. You had a great area here for it.
And then a book about birds. Right?
A book about bird watching.
Bird watching.
Who wrote it?
He did.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Here's a book I wrote about bird watching.
Yeah.
He asked, oh, are you into bird watching? No, not at all. I was like, I am. And you're going to be too.
Yeah.
All right? Read my book, do all this. And he tells Channing, he's like, I have great faith in you. Great faith. All right. Well, and then he leaves.
Yeah. Once again, really awkward. You can just tell Channing is just a fanboy, basically. Right?
Channing's a fanboy?
Yeah, he's kind of acting like a fanboy to him. Even though he's not outwardly like that, but you can tell he's
you can tell he's very grateful for this opportunity, and I don't think it's fanboying.
That might be a little. That might be a little much.
He's very he can't believe someone showing this much interest in him, and recognizes how great of a wrestler he is, and wants to build this thing around him.
Yeah, he's not really a fan of.
Yeah,
it.
that's he's grateful, and he's like, wow, this is such an awesome opportunity. I don't want to let this guy down.
Yeah.
So now Channing, he gets to assemble his team.
Oh, and real quick, there's for some reason a door that is directly next to his bed, which I felt was weird. It's a pretty big cabin place that he's staying at.
But how else are you going to come and wake Channing Tatum up in the middle of the night if there's not a door right by his bedroom?
Yeah, how else are you going to sneak in and fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
Exactly.
You can't without that door.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing putting that door there.
Yeah. So Channing assembles his team. They're all starting to show up. And they just show, there's no words, but it shows like him and the team are training in the gym, and Steve's just standing there and watching them. It's just a little weird, like, because he's coach.
They don't ever
Coach
elaborate
Dupont.
on these teammates or anything, but they're just other wrestlers.
None of them matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not one of them matter.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah,
I enjoy
same.
that. I enjoy that. There's like 8 guys, and we don't learn their names,
Nothing.
anything. They're just
Which
there.
is good.
Yeah.
'Cause it would have taken away.
It would.
But then they immediately cut to like them like running, like basically starting to show them practice. So like running throughout like the property, nice property, good for them. And then they end up back at the facility, right? And like now they're starting to wrestle, and he's just like walking around, like watching them, right?
Yeah, so do you not listen to me when I talk sometimes?
No, I listen every time, Dave.
That's what I just explained. And then you did it again.
Did you say that they were running through like the?
So I didn't say running through the property.
Yeah,
But
that's
I-
what I'm saying.
But
yeah.
I talked about them wrestling the gym, and he's just kind of in there watching.
Yeah, that's a lot of the times though. Yeah.
So now they're in Steve Carell's office, and he offers Channing Tatum a drink. Channing turns it down, and Steve Carell goes, good. Good.
Yep.
Training. Can't be doing this. Good. He asks where his brother is, and Channing's like, yeah, I told him he's not willing to uproot the family. And you can tell Carell's disappointed, and he goes, I'll pay whatever price he wants. And Channing goes, it's not about that. And he's like, it's not about what? He goes, you can't buy Dave. So he's saying, like,
And he makes like some weird squirmage fucking body language shit in his chair.
exactly. Like, you could tell Steve Carell is not liking these answers. He's a fucking Dupont. He grew up in the richest family in the world.
He's a power hungry piece of fucking shit, basically.
And like, he's not used to being told no.
Yeah.
He's like, I can buy anything. What do you mean, I can't buy? I'll fucking buy your brother.
Yeah.
I can't buy him? Like, you could tell he's like, and he just looks at him and goes, I want you to win worlds. That's why you're here. And Shannon's like, I promise her you're going to get everything I have.
Yeah.
And you could tell it's like, Channing's like, all right, I fucking like,
Shit.
I can't let this guy down.
Yeah.
Then it shows him it's weird. Mrs. Dupont's out with her horses, and Channing is in the woods, and he watches
runs,
her
yeah.
with binoculars.
Which is weird because he's running, and they made it seem as if he accidentally kind of stumbled upon her. But really, if he's showing up with fucking binoculars, like this was like a planned thing.
Yeah, but like, it never gets addressed.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He just watches her with binoculars, and then that's it. We record?
No, yeah, we're recording.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
But
But they, obviously he sees that she is in love with their horses, and she is. I feel like he probably gets this like weird, maybe not him, but at least we get a weird sense of how strict she is. Like just like little things. Like she's probably very strict, very power hungry. Like everything has to be in her exact order,
I didn't get that at all out of this scene.
Really?
I thought all I got out of this was, Channing Tatum's character is a little fucking creepy. Why is he watching this old woman and her horses with binoculars from the woods?
Yes, I got that too. But just like when they just showed her really quick, it's just, I don't know, her look, her body language, the way she, kind of carries herself, even though she's like, I don't know, not really carrying herself. If that's like a good way to put it. I don't know.
She's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I don't just say that. She's not really carrying herself. She got wheels, baby.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like she's.
Yeah, so they show like, she fucking breeds greatness,
Yeah,
She got all those, she didn't get those trophies for nothing.
Big ego for sure. Yeah.
So now they're on private jet. It's Channing and Steve Carell. They're on their way to Worlds, which is in France. Channing's super nervous. You could tell something's off with him. Steve Carell's like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "I just don't want to let you down, sir." And that's the end of that scene. But just a weird like.
Yeah.
That's the power dynamic. Like Channing's not, man, this is important. I want to win it. This is his wrestling world championships. You know, I trained my whole life year round to do this. No, it's I just don't want to let you down. So like that's now the power dynamic.
And that probably just turned him on.
Oh, Steve Carrell was like,
With this big, he's got a big prosthetic nose, and he's probably just toucan salmon that fucking, just smelling him.
Think it was prosthetic?
Yeah,
Steve Carell's got a big nose.
no, yeah, it was a fake nose. Like he's got probably a decent big nose, but this is
He's got a big
this
nose.
is a
When
Sam.
he was on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, that is all Zach Galifianakis talked about, was how big Steve Carell's nose was. When Steve Carell would make fat jokes, he would go, I think, like, per capita with how fat I am and how big your nose is bigger than I am fat. That was the whole episode. No, Steve Carell's actual nose. He's got a big nose.
He probably does.
So it's not his real nose in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this isn't about to turn into a debate between the two of us.
Okay,
I know it's not his real nose.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah.
right. I was like, oh, David, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, the nose is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they're what are they doing now?
So he's wrestling. Channing wins his first match. And
Didn't they have like a short scene really quick with them?
No.
Not weighing in or anything?
Nope.
Okay, my bad.
Nope. That is all it's all Olympic trials
Oh,
when they weigh
okay.
in.
My bad.
They're wrestling, and even if they weighed in, what were you going to get out of that by us backtracking and going to the weigh-ins?
I thought oh no, I'm thinking of something later.
It's way later. It gets weird at weigh-ins later.
Yeah,
but
my
that's
bad.
way later.
Yeah.
Channing wins the first match and goes over and hugs Hulk.
Hulk's in his corner, and he's also helping him.
Coach, he's coaching him in the corner there, like between rounds,
and like telling him what to. And telling him what to do. But they show Steve
when he goes over and hugs him. You can tell Steve's not happy in the stands.
Yeah,
he's in the stands. You can tell he's not happy that that's happening. Hulk wins his first match, and Steve just has a 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah,
just like no joy on his face for the win, nothing.
And then I think he sees people clap or something like that, and he gives like some bullshit kind of like mediocre clap.
He might
almost like he was supposed to, rather than like he was actually.
Well, he's a patriot. He has to.
Yeah.
Channing then, so it's between matches. Channing brings Steve Carell up to Hulk's room with him and his family to meet Hulk and the family.
Yeah.
And the kids are being loud and shit, and like
the kids. I mean, fucking phenomenal.
It seemed like real, like you
That's
go
what I'm
into
saying.
a hotel room with two kids. Like
the kids did fucking great, honestly. I was like, wow, these kids honestly like made everyone act way better in this scene.
Yeah, it was very believable. Steve, so like Hulk gets up, shakes his hand, but like the kids are wrestling him. You could tell he's distracted and just kind of like, hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming by.
And the mom's busy. She's like changing a fucking diaper.
She's like, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Go over in the corner, and then Steve Carell leaves kind of immediately. And Channing has a tape for whoever he's wrestling in the next round. And Hulk's like, yeah, pop it in. Let's watch it.
Well, as he's leaving, Channing's like, hold on, John, like, basically don't leave. And Dupont, Steve, is like, no, stay here, Mark. Stay here. And like basically just ordered him to fucking stay. And
you stay.
Yeah.
I go, you stay.
Yeah.
So he stays. He puts in the tape and immediately just like goes in on Hulk's wife. He's like, you couldn't have stood up and said hi to him? Like, that's John Dupont. You don't treat him like he's anyone. You get up and show him some respect. Like, just immediately going in. She's like, you're in our room. He's like, oh, I'm in your room? And then, like, he pops tape out. He's like, how about I fucking leave your room? And goes out. But, you know what? She didn't give him the proper respect. I wholeheartedly agree. That's John Dupont. You get your ass up and you walk across that fucking room and you say, Mr. Dupont, it is an honor to meet you, sir. Thank you for coming. That's how she should have acted. Nah, she sat in the corner and said, hey, good to meet you. Fuck her. So Channing leaves with the thing, with the tape, and he's walking out.
That's going to be me one day, and David's going to be like, God damn it, Braden, you stand up right now and you go
stand
shake
up.
his-
This is Jared Fogle we're talking about. You show him some respect. Channing storms out of the room. Hulk follows him and then just like coaches him in the hallway.
Yeah.
He like tells him like what he needs to do with this guy. He's
And he,
talking
like,
him
knows-
through. He's like, when he does this, you want to spin. Like he's He's already watched the fucking tape. He doesn't need to watch it again.
He's just amazing.
He's telling Channing what he needs to do.
And he knows probably, like, another part of, like, Channing acting that way is probably because he maybe has, like, a little bit of anxiety about this next match, too. I don't know if it's just about John Dupont.
So it's just, we understand that Hulk knows Channing.
Exactly, yeah.
So he knows, like, I'm not going to be like, hey, like, what do you do? What was that all about?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He knows, I just need to coach him on this wrestling.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to calm him down.
And I appreciated that, yeah.
So the next match, Channing kind of struggles at first, and then, like, in between rounds or whatever, I don't know how wrestling works, in between rounds, I'm guessing, Hulk just coaches the fuck out of him, and he's like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like, you're Channing fucking Tatum, man. Like, get in there. Here's what you got to do. He does that, and then he goes out there and wins. Steve Carell's watching from the stands, and Channing runs up to Steve Carell in the stands and gives him a hug.
Yeah, and this is like Steve's proudest moment.
That's like he just won Worlds, and he runs over to Steve Carell, but big, like he hugged Hulk earlier and didn't pay Steve any respect. Now he runs over, gives him a hug in the stands, and thanks him. So thank you, sir.
And it's, like, funny that, like, he couldn't almost wait till that point, John Dupont. Like, he was getting so upset until...
So I don't want you keep calling him Dupont. It's Dupont.
Dupont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just started doing it, but
I don't know. Yeah.
But you've done it a few times. You weren't doing it earlier.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've done it a few times in a row. It's Dupont.
Dupont.
I wasn't going to correct you, but you keep doing it, and I need you to know it's Dupont.
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 Ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist. Say it.
or
Guys, we're not there yet. That's a great scene in this movie.
Yeah.
They're celebrating. They're celebrating back at DuPont's house. They're playing Fame by David Bowie. And guys are all looking at the horse trophies.
Now there's like fucking 15 dudes, I feel like.
Oh, the whole team's there. The whole guys, the gang's all here.
They're in the trophy room.
They're popping champagne.
And he says...
They're dancing.
He said, John Dupont said, we're all going to get extremely wasted tonight, or something, like some weird line. Like
he said that, but that is... Or he might have just said drunk. He probably didn't say wasted.
Yeah, something. Like we're... Yeah, but it said it like
but
weird.
But he said, we're all... Yes, everyone bring their cups, and we will all get incredibly drunk tonight. Like he's a fucking goober. The guys are looking at all the horse trophies, and then Carell has one of his workers take them all down, and he goes, horses are stupid. They eat and shit. It's very silly. Oh, did you catch the fox thing? Oh, did you jump over the thing? Horses they're dumb animals. Like, just so... Oh, no. Did your horse jump over the thing? Did you catch the fox, mother?
Yeah, and like now it's just like, dude, like if you have any like fucking reflection or any way to actually see shit for what it is, like obviously he's talking about his relationship with his mother. Obviously this is all about his mother, and if you have any type of fucking like willpower, you're just gonna be like, all right, I'm out of here. There's no way I'm gonna be a part of this any longer. Just from like for me personally, if this is my coach and he starts to say that after our first win, I'm gone by tomorrow. I'm like, dude, obviously this is going to end in some ridiculous manner.
Braden, what am I about to say?
Oh man, I don't know. No,
you know exactly what I'm about. Why would you feel this way?
Oh, that's what you're getting to. See, I knew you were going to get
trust issues, man. This guy's paying you money to fucking wrestle. Yeah, he's weird, but this guy's just paying you. He's paying you 50% more than the average salary in the country. When you were just getting paid $20 to go speak at elementary schools, you say, "Fuck it, he's weird, but I'm fine. We're riding this out."
I guess in that defense, Channing Tatum is super fucking weird too, so it's like they equal each other out.
So Carell then he puts the world's medals, he puts them in place of some of the horse trophies, and then he falls down. And as
he's acting like he's like having a heart attack or something.
As one of the guys go over to help him up, he shoots a double leg takedown and like It's a fucking... So it wasn't Channing Tatum's character, but it's someone on the wrestling team.
Yeah.
It's someone good enough to be training with him.
Oh, and the dude...
Going to Worlds, like...
And when David says a double leg, he's saying, really, Steve just grabbed
both legs, like, trying to take him down.
But he's, like, laying down. Like, and the guy the wrestler, like, looked at everyone else, and the other wrestlers are, like, kind of getting drunk now. They're like, yeah, go along with it, basically.
They keep yelling to Carrell, like, because he looks, he's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, he smiles, like, what is this? And everyone's yelling, drive, 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 drive. Like, so it's like, get him down. And the guy, like, goes down and pretends like he takes down. Then he takes down another guy.
Oh,
and
but...
He is fucking, his smile is insane.
Yeah.
So it's like a 7-year-old kid.
It's like he's got, well, David said
no.
braces.
I mean, he's smiling so big, just like he's a child. And this is when I said, oh, holy shit, he has braces.
I thought he had just fucked up teeth from
it's like an it's not, so it's 80s braces. It's like a bar across. It might even just be a retainer.
Okay.
But he has a thin cross. I was like, holy shit, I did not notice he had it until this scene.
I thought he just had shitty fucking teeth. So another thing he was doing too is like when he would take him down, he would try to get in like side control to pin him or something like that. But when he would do that, he would like fucking crawl on their body in an essence, like in a weird way where it's like he's rubbing his body against them rather than like... And granted, like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, but it just seemed like it was
it was weird. It was touchy. It was touchy-feely. It was such a weird scene.
Yeah, and like all the dudes are about it, which
they're all chanting. Yeah, they're all Johnny.
He gets
Johnny.
up and he's like,
yeah,
puts his fucking hands in the air, shit, like is he fucking Rocky, and like puts his chin up with his weird fucking teeth in there, like ah.
Yeah, it's fucking bananas.
And like I I'm like, this dude looks like he's on drugs. Like, at this point. Obviously, he's just drunk or something, but, like, I don't know, man. It was just weird. The whole thing.
Yeah. So next scene, Steve Carrell he's out. He's somewhere on the property, and he's shooting targets with some cops. And the wrestlers run by, and they're screaming, Johnny D! Yeah, Johnny! And he kind of looks like
like, oh, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have almost did what I did or something like that.
So then he walks into the gym holding the gun still and tells Channing that he wants to meet with him after practice. And then
I was just hoping he was going to kill someone. Just shoot up everyone.
And then shoots the ceiling and says, 380 days or 387 days till Seoul, guys. Let's have a good practice, huh? And then walks out.
Yeah. And it's a loud bang because it's like a revolver.
It's a gun. It's a fucking...
No, yeah. But it's like
he shoots a gun through the ceiling in the wrestling room.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's... But just the way his whole demeanor was and his body language, I was thinking, like, when I first saw this, like, oh, dude.
He's going to go in there and kill somebody?
Yeah, like, maybe this movie's going to take a crazy turn right here.
So Steve Carrell and Channing, they meet in his office, and he gives Channing a check for $10,000. Channing doesn't want to take it.
Which I don't understand this, because I'm like, isn't this part of it, like his yearly salary, or is this just an extra $10,000?
This is a bonus because he won Worlds.
Oh, okay.
So this was a bonus for winning Worlds.
Okay.
And he's like, no, Mr. Dupont, you've done so much for me, I can't accept this. And he's like, you've earned it. I insist. So he goes, okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. And then he starts talking to him about how he's more than Hulk's little brother now, and it's time for him to step out of the shadow. And Chang agrees, and he's like, I think everything I've won has somehow been attributed to him. I think it's time for me to step out of his shadow and become my own man. And then Carrell tells him that he no longer wants him to call him Sir or Mr. Dupont, that he thinks of him as a friend. And my friends call me Eagle, or Golden Eagle, or John, or Coach.
Which is insane.
To start with Eagle, Golden Eagle, and then go to your fucking name, John, and be like, or Coach. Coach would work, too.
Do you know what I just realized? How similar this scene is to Star Wars Episode 3, when Anakin finds out that Darth Sidious, or is it Darth Sidious? Or
come on.
the main evil person is who he is, and then he converts him and says, you shouldn't be with Obi-Wan Kenobi, you should be with me. And it's like, bro, like if you were to put them side by side, they're actually, now that I'm like hearing you go back over the scene, they're like very similar.
He says to call him Eagle.
He says to
Golden
call
Eagle.
him not, so I think his name is Darth Sidious. He says to call him Darth Sidious instead of he was Emperor whatever. How like the majority of everyone knew Emperor whatever his name was. Palpatine, yeah.
Palpatine?
So everyone knew who Palpatine was, but didn't know he was Darth Sidious at that time. So he said, don't call me Palpatine, call me like Darth Sidious or some shit. It was like, bro, it's like the scenes are so similar because he's like telling Anakin to like, now you will be my apprentice and you won't follow Obi-Wan Kenobi and now you will refer to me as Darth Sidious. Like, bro, it's like they're very similar scenes.
There we go.
Yeah. And it's all about the same thing. Like, you're finding out who I am, and I'm taking you away from your apprentice, which is Hulk and Obi-Wan. Yeah, fucking hilarious.
All right. Yeah, I'm on board. So now Steve Carell has a tank delivered to his house. But he's real upset because there's no .50 caliber machine gun mounted on it. And
he's like, I'm not signing off on
I'm
this.
not signing the shit. Get me the .50 caliber machine gun mounted on it. So and then walks away.
It's just
Channing
crazy.
Tatum. He's out there. He's like a little kid. He sees that thing, and he's over there. He's on top of the tank.
He's jumping
like,
on
this
it.
Is crazy. He's
This
like
is
jumping
cool.
up and down.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you got a fucking tank. This is wild.
Does not act anything
And then he
like
gets
a gold
down,
Olympic
and he kind of
medalist.
looks at Steve Carell. He's like, there's supposed to be a .50 caliber machine gun mounted on it. And then it shows them in the gym, and Channing is teaching Steve Carell how to wrestle. Mm-hmm. He's like showing him taking
one-on-one, right?
It's like a one-on-one thing. And then they're having professional pictures taken somewhere in the house. There's
And
like
there's
a screen behind him. Oh, Channing's like getting up behind him, putting his muscles up.
And I can understand why, in like real life too, Channing Tatum's character probably didn't know maybe what was going on because like when you're
getting paid so much money,
you're getting paid so much money,
whatever this weird old dude wants me to do.
And what also the photographer says, as well. But they were like,
photographers love him. He's like, oh, great,
yeah,
great Channing, yeah.
Now press his hips into your hips, yeah.
Now Steve and Channing are on a helicopter. They're all dressed up. And the guy hands them their speeches. They're going to some event where they're both going to make speeches. And Steve Carell said he wrote the speech for Channing and wants Channing to recite it to him. And Channing struggled. There's a bunch of words that Channing just has never said and doesn't know how to pronounce. And he's really struggling with it. As he's reading the thing, Steve Carell's snorting coke.
Yeah, which like, what the fuck?
Yeah, out of nowhere. That's why when you said I think he might be on drugs, you're like, well, obviously he's just drunk. I was like, no, he's probably on coke during that scene earlier where he's trying to take guys down.
Yeah, I also didn't want to like spoil anything, but yeah.
That's why I just kind of left that scene there. There's nothing I could. Yeah, he was fucking on coke. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's snorting coke, and he goes to hand it to Channing, and Channing's like, I don't know about this. He's like, it's just coke. It's not going to kill you. And then so Channing's like, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So he snorts the coke, and part of the speech says that he's going to be returning to athletic competition. We never hear the whole speech, but like part of it, like Steve Carell's kind of reading it for him. He's like, and Mr. Dupont will be returning to athletic competition. And then there's a part where there's three things that John Dupont are: ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist. Channing Tatum struggles with all three of these words a lot.
Yeah. So
for like 30 seconds in the scene, John Dupont just keeps saying ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist. Say it. Like for like 30 seconds. And he's like, John Dupont's kind of smiling like this is fun. He's coked out. He's like, this is fun doing this back and forth. Ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist.
Ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist.
Ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist.
Ornithologist, philatelist, philanthropist.
Like just nonstop they're doing that.
Yeah, that's good.
And then they show up at the event, and Steve's showing Channing Tatum off. To everyone. Everyone that he introduces him to, he says, have you ever met an Olympic gold medalist before?
And all these dudes are just business people, more than likely. You know, they're like, why the fuck is he here? And obviously,
he's got to introduce John Dupont. He's got to make that speech.
Yeah.
And the speech is bananas. Because there's all the stuff before, but what it ended with is I spent a lifetime looking for a father, and I found one in the Golden Eagle of America, John Dupont. Steve Carrell wrote the speech for him to go up there and say it. Think of the balls and confidence you have to write this speech where you're making a guy say, I spent a lifetime looking for a father, and I found one in you.
So, like, you're literally... Dude, that is so fucking insane. And that's probably the legitimate, you know, speech. Like, that is probably verbatim of what actually was said.
So, the documentary that they're filming a documentary during this. And
I saw something that there was a documentary.
And it was a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm sure that's what the speech was.
Yeah. Which is insane, you know? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. You're going to take someone's lifelong tragedy and turn it into, like, your motivational story about yourself. Like, it's
about
the most...
how you mentored and helped everybody.
When you did it.
This guy, rest in peace to the great John Dupont. Died in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, gone too soon if you ask me. So now we're back. Hulk calls Channing Tatum, and he's asking him how he's doing. He's like, I miss you. How you doing? What are you up to? How's training going? He's like, not training today. Just kind of resting the body a little bit until it gets closer to World Trials. He's like, how much closer? And Channing's just kind of, it's weird, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable, and Channing ends the call kind of quickly.
Yeah.
Couple things from this scene. Beer bottles everywhere in the apartment. Apartment's a mess, and Channing's drinking and doing shit. Also, Channing now has blonde hair. He had like short, like shaved. You guys can't see me. I was gonna say his hair. I mean, it's better than mine because it's Channing Tatum's.
Oh yeah,
but it looked like my hair. It's fucking like real short brown.
Yeah.
Now it's like longer and has blonde highlights in it.
Yeah.
Great. Just great.
He's on his like, would that be NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, or both?
I think both.
Yeah. He's on those vibes, you know.
Yeah.
Boy band vibes.
It's what Dupont wanted.
Yeah.
Dupont pulls up to, it's middle of the night again. He pulls up, he's honking his horn. Channing's asleep. And then like starts knocking on Channing's door. Channing comes out, looks through the glass, like the window on the door. And Carrell says, gear up, practice in the gallery. And then we cut to them practicing in the gallery. Channing is just laying on his stomach, not moving. And Carrell is like, like moving like all around him, holding him. And then it just like kind of pans out, and like we see the walls and like the paintings on the walls, and then it leaves that scene. Did they fuck?
They
like is that what happened? Carrell fucked him.
And you know, I was like questioning myself, like after the movie, like, yeah, they had to have fucked there because of the, you know,
that's certainly what is implied.
Yes,
100%. And then the next morning,
honestly, though, I think for everything that's happening in this fucking movie, they've like if that's the case, which obviously it is, they should have soaked it up a little bit more. I'm not saying like show.
It's also real people. Like Mark Schultz could have been like, I don't.
True.
I don't want a scene like that in this movie.
Oh, true. Yeah.
He could have been like, you're not showing a scene where I'm getting fucked by an elderly man.
I'm not saying even.
He's
show
like,
that.
you can imply it, sure.
Yeah.
But
I just mean imply it just a little bit more. It like just a little bit more. Not like fucking. Not like some extreme.
Just show.
Yeah. Like,
we show full penetration.
Like not like anything like that. Just a little bit more because obviously we're questioning it to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
You know, maybe that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
You know, Too Fast, Too Furious had all the answers. Foxcatcher's like, let's leave something open to interpretation.
Let's try to get them to catch the fox. You know, like.
Maybe the next morning. I don't know. They're out on a porch. Carell's like sipping scotch. Channing Tatum's cutting his hair and then like snorting coke, and then like gets down on his knees in front of Carrell. Carell's like in like a rocking chair on the front and kind of like grabs his legs, like pretending like he's going to wrestle him down. And then just kind of like sits back on his knees. And Carrell tells him, "You're a good friend. You know, the only friend I had growing up was my mom's chauffeur's son. Then when I was 16, I found out that my mom had been, or my mother, he never says mom.
Yeah.
My mother had been paying him to be my friend."
It's insane.
And then so Channing's like, I'll do you one better. My only friend was my brother. And Steve kind of like laughs, not like laughing at him. It's a laugh like, yeah, we're very similar, you and I.
Yeah.
Like, also, so Steve Carell in the helicopter earlier when him and Channing were going to the event, he asked if his mother was at the event already. And the guy giving them the speeches said, we have word that she's on her way there. He's like, I want my mother there for this speech.
Yeah.
And to hear all this stuff that this fucking good-looking young man says about me.
Yeah.
So we cut to, oh, fuck yeah, we do. We cut to Steve Carell making his return to athletic competition.
Oh, dude.
He's wrestling another old dude with Channing in his corner.
Peak male performance.
And so we see, like, the USA Wrestling guys are there. The, you can go to, you go to hell.
Yeah.
That guy was there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the big poster of Channing and Steve Carell, like, with the pictures. Like, it's big and it's on the wall there. And it's Carell and this other old, out-of-shape looking dude just rolling around. It's real gross. It's just disgusting. But, Steve wins.
Yeah.
He wins, big win. He he shakes the guy's hand after and goes over to Channing. Channing goes for a handshake. They hug. And while they're hugging, Channing looks over and sees one of the guys who works for Steve Carell, like one of the guys at the house. Like, we've seen him at the house before. Hand the guy who just wrestled Steve Carell just like an envelope.
Yeah.
So, and he like nods at the guy when he does. So obviously they paid the guy off to let Carell win.
And they kind of show this too because you can see from Channing Tatum's like react. So there's other people that are probably a part of like the wrestling commission or whatever that are there, and Channing is coaching Steve. So they notice that, or Channing notices that these people from the wrestling commission are noticing that this is probably fucking full of shit or Ray, and then like Channing's just like putting his head down, like shaking his head a little bit, just like disappointed, kind of like.
When he sees the guy from USA Wrestling, he kind of like puts his head down and looks away. He's like, "Fuck! Like I'm an Olympic wrestler, and this guy's watching this nonsense that I'm here supporting."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's embarrassing, like a motherfucker. But I just can't believe this is based on a true story, bro. Like, it just shows how much, like, perspective and experience plays onto people's, like, mentality and shit, you know? Like, fuck, dude. It's like the development of, like, human beings is so... It's so complicated. Like, I don't think this is just a byproduct of this dude's brain. Like, I think it's more of a byproduct of, like, obviously is the way he was grown up.
Yeah, but so, like, he grew up never having to fight, all this stuff. He has money to buy whatever he wants, and he's kind of, like, in his mind, he's like, well, I want to be a good wrestler. I'm a big fan of amateur wrestling and all that stuff. I want to be the best at that.
Want to just prove everything to his mom.
Yeah.
You know, like, just sad.
Yeah, and he's like, I want to go out there and wrestle and win championships and mentor these young men, all that stuff. Like, he's like, I have enough money. I want to be able to do that, too.
Yeah. But it's just crazy that one of the richest families in the entire world, this is the byproduct of their family fucking success.
Yeah. Also, like, it's at like a high school gym.
Yeah.
Where this thing is that he's competing at. Like, it's wild that he's there.
And, like, that was probably the only older person fucking wrestling match, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm really glad you said that. I did not see any other older people wrestling. Yeah. I saw those two. The rest were kids.
Yeah. Because they cut, yeah.
So, like.
Oh, and he wins and he gets up and he's like, his hands over there. And he's like, yeah. He runs over to Channing, like, hugs him and, like, as if he just won gold.
You know what? That was the only.
That was his proudest moment.
But no, that was the only older people.
Yeah.
Wrestling match. It was a kids tournament, and he's like, we should have
A seniors
tournament as well, and it's just him and that guy. And
So
they
funny.
paid that guy to take a dive.
Oh man.
So now he's back at home, and he shows his mom the trophy and says he thinks they should put it in the Rosemont case. And it's a long conversation, but she says it cannot go in the Rosemont case, but it can go in the trophy room, she supposes. She's asking what he wants to do with his train set, and he's like, my train set? I don't care what you do with my train set. I'm mentoring young men, Mom. I am, he says something fucking great.
He's like, I'm creating hope for America.
Yes. He said, I am leading these men and giving America hope. And
I don't need to worry about my
I don't
train
need the
set.
trains. Do what you want with the trains, mother. And she's just... they have a conversation where she's like, I don't approve of wrestling. It's low. It's beneath our family, and I don't like seeing you low. Because wrestling, it is, you roll around on the ground with another man, and sometimes you lose, and you're being physically dominated by another person. Like, yeah, if you're the richest family in the world, you don't want to see a family member doing this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're in her shoes.
Yeah.
You don't want to see your son go out there because, like, he's not going to be great.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking 50 years old.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
like he's going in there. He's going to get fucking...
Well, she's actually
manhandled.
smart. Like, obviously he's not, but she's, like, smart. Like, you could tell she understands why her son is doing what he's doing.
She also said you funded this, no doubt.
Yeah.
Like, right off the bat when
Yeah.
he heads the trophy.
She knows every single thing that he's doing.
Yeah. It's so great.
Which is insane. You would think at some point your mom would just be like, listen, honey, we need to get you some counseling, and you're obviously doing all this to prove it to me. Like, I love you. Don't worry. Just like a simple thing.
But, dude, so, like, yeah, that's how mine and your brains work.
No, yeah, for sure.
Those people grew up with just fucking disgusting wealth. We can do whatever we want.
Well, you know what's fucking kind of funny, too, is, like, the mom is obsessed with breeding horses, and she bred, like, the worst son. That's got to be, like,
Worst son? He's a mentor and a father and a brother and a coach to these young men. He's giving America hope.
That's some funny irony, though,
He's
right?
helping America soar. Channing then, he goes into the gym and nobody's in there. Not Channing. Steve Carrell goes into the gym and nobody's in there, so he goes over to Channing Tatum's house. And...
What are they doing at the house?
Oh, the way you pointed at me made me think you were about to pause it. You pointed at me and reached for your computer. I thought you were going to pause. I thought like something was wrong.
No.
They're smoking weed and they're watching UFC.
All right.
So MMA is what they're watching.
It's UFC.
But is there a UFC logo?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
UFC was not around when
exactly.
This
So
was
this is the goof. When the wrestling
Yeah.
team is watching the Ultimate Fighting Championship in his house, it is 1987. The Ultimate Fighting Championship didn't air until 1993. And that specific fight didn't air until 1996. It was the fight where he gets like his leg and his arm and then he starts elbowing and kneeing him at the same time and knocks the dude out.
Yeah.
It's a crazy fight. But that wasn't until 1996. So
There we go.
fucking 10 years off.
They weren't watching shit.
Yeah.
They were watching more Dupont family history on that TV.
That's fucking right.
But so Carrell goes over to the house and they hide the bong and Channing goes to the door and he asks, why is no one in the gym? It's noon. And Channing said, I gave the guys the morning off. We're going to do a double this afternoon. He was lying. He was making shit up. Like, got caught. Let me give him an answer. And he says, who's making these decisions? He goes, I am, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the fucking wrestling coach here. What do we... He then slaps Channing in the face.
Yeah, there's a pause and just fucking slaps him in the face.
He calls him an ungrateful ape and tells him that he's going to get Hulk to come train there and be the coach, and he doesn't care how much it costs. Channing then goes to the room, and so he starts shaving his head, and the way he started, I was like, oh, he's just going to be bald next time we see him. And now it looks like he just gave himself like a haircut. His hair looked good next time we saw him. I was like, oh, that's actually better.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave himself a nice haircut. That's good.
Yeah.
So now... He did it.
Yep.
He didn't care how much it cost. Hulk's helicoptering in.
Yep. Got the whole family.
The whole family's there. Everyone, including Steve Carell, comes out to greet him. But
besides
Channing.
Yep.
Channing Tatum's not there. So he meets everyone, and then Hulk goes over to Channing's house. Channing kind of like opens the door and stands. It's a weird door. It's a door where it's the full door, but there's a bottom half to it that's separate.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a clerk's office, like fucking thing like that, where you can open them both, or a nurse's station and he kind of just opens the top part and stands in the doorway with the bottom part of the door closed and talks to him, and Hulk asks him like 5 times if everything's okay, and Channing just says yeah, and but acts super weird. It's super awkward. And then he closes the door on Hulk. Now we're in the gym.
Yeah, and you could just tell it was awkward.
It was super awkward, and like Hulk's like, something's wrong.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Something is really wrong with him.
Yeah.
Now we're in the gym, and Hulk is coaching everyone while Carrell watches, and Channing's doing leg presses off to the side. And it's like, I don't know if he's doing it really loudly.
Yeah,
or if they just focus in on it.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think it's just like they ended up starting to talk with like the wrestling coach, was kind of just like showing an example to the whole team, to where they had to kind of focus in on his voice a little bit, and then Channing, because that was probably trying to make it a little bit louder, because it's his brother that's now kind of like taking over and now coaching the fucking team instead of like him. So yeah, he was probably trying to distract a little bit. But yeah,
it's very petty and childish, huh?
Oh, 100%. So then what's funny is that Steve tries to be the good guy for once, almost, like, in a way. Like, finally notices that, like, Channing is not being well, and instead of, like, acting a certain way, like, he actually surprised me, goes over and tries to, like, comfort him. But not kind of comfort him, but, like...
he doesn't.
Yeah, he goes over and he says, like... gets down on his level, kind of like looks at him for a second, and then is like, okay, yeah, tighten your stomach while you're doing it.
And it's patronizing as fuck. Well, this old man who I watched flop around on a mat with another old man the other day is going to try to give me workout tips?
For sure. Like, I would take it like that, too. But I'm just saying from Steve's perspective, he thinks he's being like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he thinks he's being comforting and being nice and coming over and giving attention to Channing when no one else is, because that's how he feels. He kind of feels. So he thinks he's, like, being nice. But, yeah, obviously, I would take it, too. I'm like, bro, you're not going to come over here and fucking give me advice on a fucking leg press machine.
He then touches his stomach, and Channing, like, smacks his hand and, like, slams the weights down.
Yeah.
And gets up and walks out of the gym. Everyone notices the big slam.
And then his brother, the Hulk, was like, all right, guys, let's get together, partner together. And then doesn't he, like, go after Channing? Doesn't he, like, chase after Channing?
So I think that he had them start doing stuff.
Okay.
So, like, hey, let's not pay attention to that. Let's work out. I think it was way later, because he shows up at Channing's house. It's the next scene.
Yeah, you're
but I think it was
right.
way later in the day. Channing is he's watching film, and Hulk comes in to check on him. Channing isn't really, like, saying, he's like, how you doing? He's like, fine. And he's watching it. So he does what he knows to do, and he starts breaking down the film that Channing's watching. He's like, this guy he's doing the twist.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck he said.
He always, like, fakes
sounded
in
good.
and comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounded good, sounded accurate. And Channing's like, I don't
fucking yells.
I don't need, no. So at first she goes,
oh, yeah.
He just goes, Hulk, I don't need your help. Like, I'm going to do this on my own. And he's like, you don't want my help? He's like, what did I just say?
Yeah.
Screams it at him.
Yeah.
And Hulk just goes,
all right.
No. He just stares at him and goes, what's really going on with you and Dupont? And Shannon doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, what's really going on with you and that old dude?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Because obviously something fucking happened.
I love this scene. We're back in the gym. The guys are all doing conditioning while Carrell watches. He's just standing there. Like, Hulk is clearly running the practice because he's the coach. And Carrell is just standing in the middle. And then his mom gets wheeled in her wheelchair.
Yeah.
So he blows the whistle, and he's like, he starts being like, all right, good, guys, good. And then he blows the whistle. He's like, let's go, circle up. And everyone comes up, and they sit on the mats in front of him. And he gives a weird speech.
Well, he even says, Actually, or is it right there? So he
so-
splits them up a little bit so that the mother can see through.
Yeah.
So and it's like, dude, like right then, everyone knows what the fuck you're doing.
He doesn't care.
So like his mother is in like the corner of the wrestling gym, and everyone's right in front of him, which is in front of the mother somewhat. So he splits them up so that the mother can see directly through to him, like overly. But he's standing up, everyone's standing. Like the mother could have seen him regardless. Like to me, it made no fucking sense. Yeah.
It's just I want to make sure she sees it. She's old. You know, maybe she needs that pathway.
Yeah.
Or maybe she wanted to come up and be part of the circle.
That would have been great if she would have wheeled in.
And then like he gives a weird speech about how the Olympics are coming. I want you to make Team Foxcatcher proud, make America proud.
The speech was a little weird, but if he would have just stopped right at the end of the speech, then I would have been like, okay.
I would have been so disappointed if he stopped.
I would have been disappointed too, but I would have been like, okay, fine. Like
he then calls up one of the wrestlers and he goes, "All right, so a couple of the basics." He's like, grab his arm and he's like, it's called an arm drag, and like does whatever. I'd never wrestled.
Yeah.
It seemed legitimate what he was doing, but it seemed very it seemed very beneath the skill set that these guys had.
It was one of the things Channing Tatum was teaching him early on.
Yeah.
And when they were first started wrestling together, like just him, like when they started wrestling just them two together, that was one of the first things Channing Tatum taught him.
Yeah. So he's showing the guy that, and then he goes, "All right," and he says something to the guy, and the guy goes and gets down, and he goes, "You know what? Actually, no, I'll do it. You get up." And then he gets down and lays on his stomach like Channing Tatum was earlier. And he's like talking the guy through like grabbing a gut wrench and all that stuff. And he's like making weird noises and he's down. The guy's on top from holding. And his mom just leaves.
Yeah. His
mom looks at the like nurse taking care of him. She's like, "We can go. I'm not watching
She made
this."
a couple faces that it just showed that she knows exactly what the fuck her son's doing. And
also, she doesn't want to watch her son on the
embarrass
floor.
Him, but also embarrass himself. She knows that he doesn't know shit compared to everyone else, and that he's doing this all as like just for her. And she's just like, let me just end this now for everyone's sake. I feel like,
yeah, I'm leaving. This is
embarrassing.
And then so as soon as she gets out, he's like, "All right." Like he's done, and then
just stops like mid
like, okay.
example.
Like, just stop.
You guys, yeah.
He's like, "Okay, just back to," and then Hulk
Hulk
goes, "All right, let's pair up. We're gonna do arm drags and gut wrenches."
I loved it though
like,
because
he segues nice as if this is how practice was gonna go.
Yeah.
But you can tell he's annoyed. He's like, "Well, we got fucking the Olympics coming up. I don't need my guys."
Well, he's also being super sweet. He doesn't want to like embarrass.
Oh, for sure.
But you
can tell he's annoyed. He's like,
and he knows exactly what's going on.
He's like, these are guys training for the Olympics.
Yeah,
this is stuff that
is petty.
You learn when you start wrestling. I don't need my guys doing this.
And this is all for your fucking mom's appeal. Like this is ridiculous.
But he does it because that's the guy signing the checks.
But they were showing. I loved the Hulk's reaction because when Steve is doing all his speech and everything, you see the Hulk kind of like grabbing his chin, shaking his head a little bit, looking back and forth from the mom to him, and like you kind of don't catch it, but like if you go and like focus in on him, like he's doing all these things, like, and you can tell him he's piecing it together. I love that.
Yeah,
I love his
he
character
realizes
doing
what's
that.
going on.
Yeah.
So now we're at the Olympic trials, and Channing gets absolutely dominated in round one.
Yeah,
because you can't snort coke, smoke weed, drink, and not train, and then go
and be the
wrestle
best in the
people
world.
trying to make it to the Olympics.
Yeah, and his brother wasn't directly in the corner; like he was off to the side, but you could tell because Channing didn't want him to that the Hulk wasn't in the corner.
So he walked off, and Hulk is like, "Hey man, it's just round one. There's plenty more. You're gonna get it back," and he just brushes past him.
Yeah,
just doesn't even acknowledge him. Just keeps walking, and then
the best part.
Maybe the best scene in this movie.
Yeah.
Channing is in his hotel room. He's punching himself in the face a bunch, like hard, hitting himself, and then looks himself in the mirror, smashes his head against the mirror. He's busted open on his forehead.
That was all real too.
Busted, I'm sure it was. It's tough to fake.
No, but I mean,
bust open his forehead, starts smashing shit in the room.
Most times they would
sits on the floor and is crying. And then apparently ordered room service, and Shane eats so much fucking food, like fried chicken, cake, fucking Nestle's Crunch Bar. He's just shoveling everything in his face. And then he passes out.
And his
I loved everything that was happening there.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I fucking relate to that.
But the reason why I'm like honing in on the fact that he actually cut his head is because like it's pretty rare that shit like that actually happens on set in a scene, and then especially for the character, the actor, just to keep going. Not like it takes a lot, like dude, to bust your fucking head open, you're actually bleeding, and then you just keep carrying on with the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like kudos to Tatum for that.
You know, it's kind of like when Paul Walker and Tyrese Gibson were fighting. And, like, Paul Walker ate that punch, but, like, that wasn't going to stop him, you know? Rome still fights like shit, so he's going to get in there.
Yeah.
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 It's just like that.
That bullshit guillotine that he had him in at the end.
Yeah. You're not allowed to shit on that movie. You graded it better than this movie. You kept saying you
I'm
like it.
not talking about the actors,
kept saying
though.
you like it.
Just the film. It's just fun to watch.
So Hulk breaks into the hotel room. And
like Hulk style too.
Yeah, he smashes through that door. Yeah. He's like just looks around and is like just sad, upset, scared, disappointed. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, he just great scene for him here.
Yeah,
too.
and he knows what's going on.
He smacks Channing Tatum in the face and then like holds him in his arms and he tells him, he said, "Hey, you're my brother. I love you. I'm not going to let you go down like this."
Yep.
Brings him in
right.
Brings him into the bathroom, makes him puke a bunch.
Yep.
Then they go downstairs
to the weigh-in.
12 pounds overweight.
12 fucking pounds, dude. It means he ate because he had to have weighed in before the other match.
Yeah.
So he ate about 12 pounds of fucking food.
12 pounds, and he threw some of it up.
Yeah, he threw some of it up. Yeah, so 15 pounds probably. And then they told him he has 90 minutes to cut that 12 pounds.
Yeah. So Hulk has him. He's in sweats, and he's riding like an exercise bike.
Yeah, pushing it.
Like
going
hard.
Possible.
Stop.
Yep.
Hard. Stop. Just fucking
trying to get him
going crazy. Yeah. He's pumping so much sweat out.
Yep. And then surprise.
Carrell tries to come down and see what's going on with Channing, and Hulk stops him. And then like Carrell tries to come
in
back.
2 separate rooms, but you could see through the door because there's a window.
Yeah, Hulk saw him walking up and is like, I don't know, goes out and like talks to him all that stuff. Channing's watching it. Then
Channing's in the fucking zone. He's like, I'm not going to let this motherfucker, distract me.
Yeah,
and his brother knows that, so his brother's like,
yeah, and he knows it's fucking unhealthy. Whatever's going on there, I need to not let that happen.
Exactly.
And then he goes in. He's back at Channing, and Carrell like thought about it, and then he walks back towards the door, and Hulk meets him at the door, and it's like, we can't hear anything they're saying, but you can tell it's Hulk's like, hey, no, really, you're not coming in there. I need to get him ready for this fight. You're just going to make it worse. Like, you need to leave, and you can tell Carell's not cool with it. Yeah,
because he's always been in control, in power his whole life, and now, literally, someone in a super sweet, nice way is telling him no.
Yeah, he's like, hey, no, like, you can't be in there. Yeah. So he leaves. Channing makes
you could
weight.
tell even when he's walking off, he can't, like, comprehend how the fuck he's going to be able to cope with this.
He does not understand what just happened.
Yeah.
It is beyond him what just fucking happened.
Yeah.
Channing makes weight, gets off to a slow start. He's losing in the beginning. And then in between rounds, Hulk tells him, Sheets can't make the Olympic team. Channing Tatum is on the Olympic team. Go out there and do this. So he's like, dude, like, you're so much better than this guy.
Yeah.
We're losing the Olympics with this guy.
Yeah.
You need to make this fucking team. You're that top. He's like, get out there and do it. And he goes out there, beats him.
So there was, they were tied with 1 point each with 5 seconds left. And Channing ended up doing like some type of fucking barrel roll. I don't know what it's called, but basically ended up
sick. What he
did.
did.
He did like some roll where he had his hips and then like used his head to roll him over and basically get like an extra point or some shit. I don't know. I don't even exactly know how.
He got 3 points with whatever he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, judge was like, 3 points.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
So he wins. Yeah.
Woo! After the finals, Hulk goes up to Mr. Beck, and he's asking, he's like, hey, is Steve Carrell? Like, knocks on a hotel room door. He's like, hey, is Carrell around here? No, he's just like, we had kind of like a weird moment earlier. I didn't see him at the finals. I want to make sure everything's okay. And Mr. Beck goes, he flew home already. His mom passed away. And he's like, oh, my God.
Fuck.
And then Mr. Beck's just like, all right, well, I got to get back to it. So he's like, yeah, go back to it. Then we see Carrell back home. And he does he free the horses?
Yeah, so he goes out and sets all the horses free in like the middle of the night too.
Yeah.
And it's like very misty out, or that's not the word, foggy out. It's like foggy out, and it's just releasing the horses. Just
release them all.
Which is kind of silly because like you could sell them, make a shit ton of fucking money.
He don't need money.
Yeah, true.
He's all right. He's not. His pockets ain't empty.
Oh, but we hungry.
He ain't hungry.
But we hungry.
Pockets ain't empty, cuh.
That's why.
Yeah,
because of shit like that, damn it.
Then we see Carrell. He's in his office. He got the 50 cal machine gun, and they're gonna mount it for him. Like they're in his office. They have it, and they're like, "He wants to mount it for you." He's like, "Yes, that would be great."
And then isn't he talking to one of the commissions, like the wrestling commission?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Carrell goes into... Oh, it's great. He has a camera crew, and he walks into the wrestling gym where Hulk is working with Channing Tatum, and he walks up, and Hulk gives his condolences, and he's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. He's like, are you sure? Are you okay? He's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he overly, like in front of Channing Tatum, just overly tells Hulk how important he is to the team, how he's the missing link. He's what they've needed all along, and it's just in front of Channing. You can tell Channing's not. You can tell it's like hurting Channing that he's saying this, just how important he is. And then he tells him that he's concerned that there's some psychological issues with Channing. And Hulk's like, hey, he's going to be fine. Don't worry. And he goes, I think between the two of us working in tandem, we'll get him there. If we can't do it, nobody can.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you're actually going to fucking hurt that.
Yeah. Real quick, because we can dive into this, I just want to say one more thing. He then runs weird laps around the gym, like not moving his arms. Like he kind of holds them like a raptor.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any like coordination
and
or anything.
Just running laps around the gym while the camera watches him. It's wild.
Yeah.
But just so fucking crazy, manipulative. Like, I want to break Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Just pulling like every card that he fucking can.
It's because he's the one who earlier was like, you need to step out of your brother's shadow.
Exactly, yeah.
You can be better than your brother, all of this.
It's just like Palpatine.
And now he's just flipping it, and he's like, we couldn't do this without you. You're going to save your brother's life. He's got these psychological issues, but we'll fix your brother. Like,
yeah.
So fucking wild.
Dude, it's now the more and more I think about it, it's just like Palpatine.
There we go.
Yeah.
This was a newer Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Like in the 2000s. They stole it from John Dupont.
Think about when
that is who George Lucas based Palpatine off of. He's like, I want you all to think John Dupont when you watch this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Do it. Just that alone. Those lines alone. When he's telling Anakin, do it. And even in the end, I don't know these the names, but his granddaughter and then Anakin's son, and he's trying to make Anakin's son fucking turn to the new Darth Vader, but then finds out that Palpatine is his granddaughter, and then tries to like switch it just like how he's doing now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, first try to manipulate Channing, like how he tried to manipulate Anakin's son, and then switches it to now manipulating the Incredible Hulk, like how he was doing to his granddaughter. Bro.
Boom.
Palpatine is Steve Carell.
Boom. Steve Carell is Palpatine.
That's my conspiracy.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Dude, look at that.
Yeah. Do you know what I was quoting there?
No.
It was Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Yeah, you know what?
Have you ever seen Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Jim Carrey, you know, he screwed over Robert De Niro and Marky Mark. Yeah, and Marky Mark, winning Best Villain at the MTV Movie Awards, and we will never have him on this show because of it.
I always thought he...
You know what would be great?
Huh.
If, for whatever reason, Jim Carrey, like, his people reached out to us and, like, he'd really love to come on the show.
Somehow.
We'd be put in a tough spot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've said multiple times he will never be on this show. But if Jim Carrey was like, I want to come on your fucking show, I might just be like, yeah, guys, I'm full of shit. Here's Jim Carrey.
And I was also
gotta do it.
Yeah. And I was also going to say that he would play an amazing Joker.
Well, he did in one of the Batmans. He played the Riddler.
Yeah.
He did a good job at the Riddler.
Yeah. I think so, too.
He'd probably be a great Joker.
Yeah.
But he then would have to kill himself. If you do a good enough job as the Joker, you die.
Yeah. Heath Ledger started that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is going to finish it before the next Joker movie.
You're fucking right.
Mark my words. So now it's that big meeting that you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's in Dupont's office. He's got Team USA there, and Steve Carrell is going to pay $500,000 per year for Team Foxcatcher to be a recognized U.S. wrestling team.
Yeah.
And for his facility to be the official site of Team USA Wrestling. They'll live there. They'll train there. All of that.
So, there you go. If you're a listener out there and you're just some rich pervert who wants fucking, power hungry, who just wants to control other dominating masculine men.
Just need $500,000
a year. $500,000 a year. That's all. Yeah.
He then cut straight from that to him doing like a speech on, like, there's a camera crew videotaping him there, and he's talking about how athletes these days need role models, and the coach has power and a great importance on the life of the athlete.
He's fucking psychotic.
Fucking wild. Like, if I was videoed, I'd be like, God damn it, this guy's weird.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? We then are in Hulk's office, and Channing Tatum tells him that he called BYU, and they'll let him and Hulk go train at their facility. And Hulk said they can't make a big change like this that close to the Olympics. And
I think another part was it because he didn't want...
Well, then Channing's like, well, what about after the Olympics? And he said, I talked to whatever his wife's name is. We want to make it work here because it's good money and it's stable where they'd be living.
Well, he was also
right
saying
there.
because, like, remember how much trauma we got from our childhood because our parents were always moving, or we were always moving because of our parents or something like that. He's like, I don't want to do that to my kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Channing said, you and I both know I can't stay here.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, intensely. And he's like, I know, bud. He's like, I know.
Yeah.
And then Hulk does his interview. And he just can't. He's struggling so much because the guys. And he's like, "What do you want me to say?" And he's like, "I want you to say that John Dupont is a mentor to you." So he looks in the camera. He's like, "Yeah, John Dupont. He's like a mentor to me."
Yeah, and you could just tell he has like a super hard time, like struggling to say this. And man, it's kind of fucked the way that like. Just I don't know. I don't even know what to call that dude behind the. I mean, he's a camera operator, but he's also like the director, producer of this little thing.
The guy doing the documentary.
But it's just crazy how they do that. Like I don't have as near of a fucking experience like obviously he has, but I've had experiences where I'm just like, dude, you can't put me on the spot like this, man. Like you can't ask me to say or do this just in a moment's notice when I'm like not prepared or like don't know why I'm saying this or doing this. You know what I'm saying? They're just like making him doing it, and he's like now on the spot having to like try and think all these things through while being pressured to doing it. Like he didn't know he was going to get put into this position.
No, but he's there, and he said what he needed to say. Yeah. John Dupont's a mentor, a leader, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And
now they're meeting. They want to talk. They want to talk big, like talk about the Olympics coming up. It is Mr. Beck and Steve Carell, and then Hulk and Channing Tatum. Steve Carell says he's the head coach, and that Hulk is an assistant coach, so Steve Carell will be in Channing Tatum's corner.
And it's like super awkward because they're not talking to each other.
Yeah, and so Hulk said he wants to talk about his brother, big picture, and he said as long as I'm with the team, as long as I'm here and training with the team and coaching, I want to know that Channing's taken care of and getting paid. Mr. Beck's like, fuck that, and Steve Carell is just, that's fine.
And then Mr. Beck is like, all right, you got what you asked for.
You got what you demanded.
Yeah, it was like so weird the way he said that. Like it's like terrorist organization or some shit.
But he's like, but it is understood that Mr. Dupont will be in Channing's corner, and I want to hear Channing say it. And we don't hear Channing say it.
Yeah.
That was my biggest gripe with this movie, that they then just cut to the next scene. I wanted them to make him say, Mr. Dupont will be in my corner. I needed that, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
That is my biggest gripe with this movie, that scene doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They then go straight to the Olympics. Channing's getting beat.
But it's like somewhat a close match.
Yeah. He's fighting. Like he's not getting the shit beat out of him.
And then they're like in the corners, right?
Then they go to the corners, and Hulk's trying to talk to him. Steve Carell has a towel, and he's like fanning him.
And I would just like to think in that moment that Channing's obviously trying to ignore him, but all he can smell now is like the pheromones from fucking...
So that is, he's trying to ignore him, but can't stop just like out of the corner of the eye looking at him and just being distracted by that.
Yeah, because he's like waving a towel to try and cool him off, but I'm just thinking like his
and
passed through that.
And just so real quick, that every wrestling coach in this movie
does that.
Has been waving that towel.
Yeah, because you want to be as dry as possible and not slippery so you can try and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like Steve Carell didn't just decide to do that to him because you got to do something. Yeah.
I just like to think that his scent was like going through that air and was just annoying Channing that much more.
Yeah. But so like Hulk's coaching him up, and like Carell's just there making it worse by being there.
Yeah.
And then he like says like he kind of mimics whatever Hulk said at the end. He says it to Channing.
Yeah.
And you can tell Channing's annoyed. And then he gets dragged all over the fucking place at the end of this. Mm-hmm. The guy just fucks him. It's Olympics. Great wrestler he was going against, I'm sure. And the guy just fucks him up, and he loses.
Yep.
Now we're back in the States. Channing, Hulk, and Hulk's family, they pull up to a gate at the property that was not there, I guess. And there's a security guy, and he asks...
Looks like a fucking hoodlum.
The guy's like, what's your business here? And he goes, we live here? And he goes, all right, so there's new security plan in place, so I'm going to need to see some IDs.
Yeah, he's a big, white, bald head, like...
Yeah, he doesn't look like a hoodlum.
Yeah, that was the wrong word.
Yeah, but...
Not like a hood, not a gang member. What's the better word?
He looked like a security guard. I don't know.
Like a biker gang. Or no, maybe not biker gang. I don't know. He looked like he was...
Maybe bicycle gang?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's a bicycle gang member.
Uh-huh.
So they're allowed in, and Channing immediately, there's a moving truck. He packs all of his shit, leaves. Steve Carell watches the moving truck drive away through the window to his house, and he just looks all sad. Carell he's drinking alone on his porch, and then gets in his car and drives over to Hulk's house, and is immediately greeted with, "Hey, John, it's Sunday. It's my family time." That's how Hulk greets Steve Carell. Like when he shows up.
I thought Steve came over and said, "Why aren't you in the gym?"
No. He said nothing.
Oh, okay.
He just showed up and he might have gotten weird and said something like that, but he just said something, "Hey, it's Sunday. It's my family time."
Yeah.
Like, kind of like, the fuck you doing here?
Maybe I just thought that.
And then Steve's just kind of like, and he tells his kids, like, say hi to John. And he goes, "Hi, John." And his wife's over, like, knitting something. She goes, "Hi, John." And then Hulk doubles down. He goes, "It's family time." And then he says nothing, gets in his car, and leaves.
Yeah.
Which is it's weird. Not, "Hey, John, what's going on?" And then if he hits you with, like, "I need you in the gym," and be like, "It's Sunday. It's my day off. It's family time." Hit him with that. You don't hit him with that immediately.
Yeah.
So now Steve Carell is sitting in the trophy room watching his documentary. And it ends, it shows him sitting in the chair speaking with earlier. And he says, "My athletes see me as a brother, a mentor, a father, and a leader. And like it's showing like a montage of shit going on, and then it cuts to Channing Tatum saying, I spent a lifetime looking for a father, and I found one in the Golden Eagle of America, John Dupont. And then the credits roll, and he calls someone, and he says, is it snowing? The guy says, no. He says, warm the car up for me. He goes, all right, warm the car up. And he gets in his car and drives to Hulk's house again.
Hulk's working on his car.
He's working on his car. He rolls down the window, and Hulk like goes over, like talking.
He's like, hey, John,
hey,
how
John.
you doing?
And he pulls out a gun. He goes, whoa,
whoa,
and he says, "Do you have a problem with me?" And Hulk's like, "What? No, I don't have a." And like as he's answering, shoots him.
Yeah.
Shoots him, and then he's on the ground. The guy in the car with him, security guard's like, "No, don't do this, John.
Yeah.
Don't do this." And then he gets out of the car.
Well, and he shoots him, and then he gets out the car. Yeah.
She gets out of the car after he shoots him. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The wife comes out and sees. So like Hulk isn't dead. He's like crawling away
he's
on the
crawling
ground.
away. He got shot in like the lower abdomen.
Wife comes out and sees Steve Carrell shoot Hulk on the ground once. And she like as right
she's
before
like
he's about
yelling.
to shoot, she goes, "John, no!" And he shoots again, and then points the gun at her, and she gets back in the house.
Yeah.
And then he shoots him 2 more times on the ground.
Yeah.
And she's inside. She calls the police.
And then
he drives off.
He drives off, and you see, the guy that was with him with a gun.
Yeah. So
and I was just thinking this whole time, like, bro, you could have stopped this dude.
Yeah.
Could have stopped this dude the moment he pulled the gun out.
But also,
even after he first shot it, you could have grabbed the gun from him.
Also, kill John Dupont, save that guy. There's a chance, the world we live in, there's a better than 0 chance that the guy who shot John Dupont goes to prison for killing the richest man in America.
Yeah, you're right.
So, like, all that stuff's goes. So, like, the right thing to do, save that guy's life.
Yeah.
But we don't know. He could be like, if I kill this guy, like, it's not going to be okay for me.
You're right.
Yeah, I
But
can't.
you could have grabbed that gun at least, or tried. I don't know. You know?
It's a tough spot.
Yeah.
The right thing to do, stop the Incredible Hulk from getting killed.
Yeah.
He did not do that.
And look, the Hulk can die.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Wife only by 4 gunshots killed the Hulk. How about that?
Come on.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Wife called 911. Ambulances and cops are all over the place. Steve Carell, he escapes through like a badass underground tunnel system.
I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
I mean, of course that's on that property.
Yeah.
As he's running through it, I was like, oh, this is great. He's getting away.
Yeah.
There's no way. Cops were waiting at the other end of the tunnel. They're like in the cut in the woods there as he comes out of the tunnel.
How the fuck did they know
they all
that
run
he was
out.
going to be coming through this tunnel?
Security probably.
True.
Yeah. It's like, hey, there's tunnels all over this fucking property. Go here. Like they were waiting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So they get him, arrest him, and then the movie shows Channing Tatum as Mark Schultz Mark Schultz made a UFC appearance.
Yep.
1-0 career, 100% winning percentage. That's greatest UFC wrestler of all time.
Yep.
But shows him just make his entrance, and then before, like as he steps in the cage, it then goes to black and shows that Hulk was posthumously inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Channing Tatum teaches wrestling in Oregon.
Still, I think it was.
I mean, at the time of the movie.
Yeah.
Who knows now?
2015.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
John Dupont died in prison in 2010.
Yep.
So got a life sentence, or at least, a life sentence at the end of the day. And died in prison 2010.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. So I imagine he died, and then people were like, all right, let's put this movie together.
Yeah.
Like let's make this happen now. They probably wanted to make it years and years before. Like Mark Schultz was probably trying to get it made, and Dupont was fighting it from prison.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't
and now
doubt
he's
it.
dead. So like, who's fighting it now? Huh?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's it was a fine movie. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. But like Carrell, I want to see who won the Oscar that year that Carrell didn't.
Would you say 2015 or 14? Because
I don't know, whatever year it said he was nominated. Because like him, Hulk, and Channing Tatum, like all three of them, fucking spectacular performances.
So it says Eddie Redmayne won in 2015.
Who is he and what?
I think it was for something like Harry Potter related, like Fantastic Beasts or the Danish Girl. Maybe he was being a girl.
I can't imagine.
I don't know why it's not bringing.
There's no way an actor from Harry Potter won Best Actor at the Academy Awards. I refuse to believe that that's...
trying to figure out for exactly
that's
what.
a thing. Because if that's the case, the dude who plays Voldemort should win.
Oh no,
every
it
year.
was for him portraying Stephen Hawking. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's dumb.
He did great. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
I can do Stephen Hawking.
Oh my god, David!
I just sit in a thing and push buttons. I can't move anything.
Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. Where's my Oscar?
I love it, David. I love it.
Where's my Oscar?
You just evened the playing field for me, but it showed his progression. It just shows.
I know. There's no way. I didn't see the movie, but obviously there's no way it's just him as a quadriplegic the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That'd be wild.
Yeah. Jesus. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I stand behind my reading. I mean,
Well, that's because you're stubborn, and
I think
you dig your heels in, and you don't change.
I think that the acting was phenomenal. I just didn't really enjoy the movie.
It was a fine movie. Every time Steve Carell's character was on the screen, I was invested. Because that's my thing.
Yeah.
I watch movies. I want a weird character who I'm like, oh, he's going to do something just goofy and uncomfortable in this scene. Like,
yeah.
That's what I like about movies. It's why Unhinged is such a fun watch for me.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Braden, what movie are we doing next week?
You ready for this, David?
No.
You ready?
No. All right, I'm ready.
Now you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to be doing Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This is it's just it's a cool movie. I don't know what to say about it. It's from 1977, dude.
All right.
1977, and yeah, I haven't seen. I saw this movie once. Fucking loved it. Haven't seen it in a while, and I'm excited to watch it again. So I hope you all are as well. And David, where can we watch this at?
All right. I mean, you just went off talking about it. Didn't even ask me. Like, I've never seen it. Yeah. I'm excited to watch it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to watch it before next week's episode, it is available on Vudu or Amazon Prime for $2.99. Or, as always, if you're feeling like you just want to pay a little more money, give back to who made this movie. It's like some Spielberg shit.
I think
Aliens in 1977 seems like it'd be Spielberg. If you want to give Spielberg some more money,
that's exactly who it is.
Spielberg. There we go. Yep. If you want to give Spielberg some more money, you can rent it on YouTube, Google Play, or Apple TV for $3.99.
Yeah. Because Steven Spielberg and George Lucas just love fucking you.
Well, George Lucas belongs to Steven Spielberg.
That's right, David.
Yeah. Remember, George, you belong to me.
South Park can't beat it.
You can't beat it. I tried.
Yeah.
It's not doable. It's just not doable.
Literally.
Yeah. Guys, so that's we're on to Braden's pick. I want to thank my brother B for picking this fucking just weird movie this week.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable at times, but it worked.
Yeah.
Great acting in it.
Yeah, acting was phenomenal. I personally just feel like they could have cut it up a little bit shorter, but overall,
could have been
great acting and
could have been like an hour and
decent movie.
Hour and 31 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly that.
That's how long Too Fast, Too Furious was.
And now you're getting it.
So, Guys, we're on to Braden's pick. It's going to be my pick next week. We've already got some submissions on the Instagram for movies to do the following week. But, guys, keep sending them in. We pick the best one.
Yeah.
We don't pick the first one. We pick the best one.
Every time.
Yeah. Every motherfucking time on every motherfucking Wednesday.
Nope.
And, guys. Oh, I said Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's every motherfucking Monday.
Wednesday, baby.
Just making sure you guys are on your toes. You know?
Yeah, guys. But also, Braden, where can they submit?
Oh, dude.
These movies.
Oh, so you can comment underneath our YouTube page.
No. What are you doing? Comment underneath our YouTube page?
That's not the first. That's the last place you should go to.
When is the last time you read our YouTube comments?
I go from time to time, even though there's not really any.
I don't believe you.
Ever.
And I've done it 0 times.
I've done it a couple times.
Guys, I say the email too. I don't check the email that much. If you want us to do the fucking movie you send us, Instagram.
Yeah.
DM us on Instagram.
Definitely Instagram.
Start with YouTube comments. I'll never see it if you do it on the YouTube comments.
I take that back. That might be the last place I look. Maybe. Yeah. So definitely start with Instagram. Send us some pics.
But what's our Instagram?
It is FIVESIXKINGS, which is the 5-6 Kings.
5-6 Kings. At 5-6 Kings on Instagram. Guys, and also, if you're listening to this, you haven't downloaded it, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Download this shit. Have you subscribed to the 5-6 Kings? You haven't? Fucking subscribe.
Just click that button.
What are you guys doing?
It's just a click away.
It's one button. Makes the world of difference.
And then you're just easily updated.
There you go. Then you know when new episodes come out. You don't have to search for it.
You don't have to worry.
You get notified.
We don't want you to have anxiety thinking about, when are the Kings going to come out with a new episode? I'm dying.
I can't sleep at night thinking people have that anxiety.
Yeah. So don't give me that. Don't put that back on me.
Yeah.
Go and click that subscribe button.
Yeah, but guys, thank you for listening. Subscribe, download, follow us on social media, DM us movie ideas, and come back next Monday. I love you all very much.
Because it's every motherfucking Monday, David.
Every motherfucking Monday.
Every motherfucking Monday.
Except for the Mondays where we don't do it.
Yeah.
Then we do it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Some Wednesdays.
But
most Mondays, some Wednesdays.
But we try for every motherfucking Monday. But yeah, you know, some Mondays.
Don't do the accent. Don't end with the accent.
Oh, okay.
You talk normal all episode, except for when you did a Chris Tucker voice.
I was about to go really bad. I was about to be very offensive and just pull some random bullshit out.
Oh, you listen on Monday?
You like Wednesday on Monday? Okay, guys.
Guys, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. When niggas get